It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Last week, the San Juan Broncos smoked Judge Memorial 77-2, earning their fifth straight trip to the state semifinals. Today, they're looking to take one more step toward their fifth state championship in a row. Live from Southern Utah University, it's the top-ranked Broncos versus the number 4 Summit Academy Bears in the 2025 2A Utah State semifinals. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on a Saturday morning on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, Rhett Sifford and Art Adair welcoming you live to Eccles Coliseum at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. It is the site of the 2A state semifinals here today, and our matchup features the San Juan Broncos in their Color Rush Gold unis, taking on the Summit Academy Bears in their Road White unis. And Art, it's good to be back together. This is going to be a fun one here today on an absolutely beautiful day here today in Cedar City between these two teams who have seen each other quite a lot lately.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a little chilly right now, but it's warming up quick. The sun is out. Rhett, I'll tell you, this is probably, in my mind, this should be the state championship matchup. This is the closest team, I think, that has played San Juan this year outside of their 2 losses that's really been competitive in the 2A. This team right here, Summit Academy, came out when they played them at their place, and they just came out on fire in that first half, kept it close to halftime, and then San Juan does what San Juan does, and they just kind of opened that gap up in the second half. But they're going to have to be really fundamentally sound, I believe, in this game, or Summit Academy could spook them.
Well, when you look at these two teams and the series all-time, San Juan has dominated, so they look to continue that here today. The Broncos lead this all-time series 12 wins to 2 going back to 2013, so it's not a super historic matchup between these two teams. The Broncos have won 7 in a row, including their 50-29 win on September 5th this season. The last time Summit Academy won this matchup was in 2020, and the Bears are helmed by Justin Wilbur Art, who's in his 3rd season. He's got a 19-16 record, and they're looking to get an upset here today against the obvious favorites to win their 5th straight state championship, San Juan.
He's got a winning record in his 3 years, so that tells you something about his philosophy and his program and his ability to find wins. So it's something that you can't overlook if you're the San Juan Broncos going into this game.
Well, we got a chance to talk with Coach Wilbur. He is a man of few words, without a doubt. But here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go here today against the San Juan Broncos in the semifinals. Coach, thanks for chatting with us. This is a beautiful day, man. This is going to be a fun one here. State semifinals, always a great game.
Yes, it is. It's good. Good weather, good game, good competition. So.
Well, you guys have got a familiar foe here today. You're obviously the underdog coming in, looking for a big upset. What are you looking to do today?
Win.
I love your answer.
Yeah, compete at our highest level and win. I mean, that's why we're here, right? Whole purpose.
What's your plan to shut down this offensive attack from San Juan?
Intensity and just a solid game plan. See how things shift out, and we have to be able to adjust. They adjust well. We have to adjust just as fast as they do. So
it's been a few weeks since we've seen you. Has anything been shaken up in your offense, or we look to see what you normally bring?
Yeah, we moved some people around just due to necessity, and we're now playoff football. So, yeah, obviously there's a little bit of changes, but it's refining what we've always done and just getting better at it. So.
Tell me what's the feeling in your locker room coming in today?
It's good. It's really good. High intensity. It's good.
And among your coaches too, what's the feeling with you guys?
Solid. It's good. Yeah.
I love it, Coach. Appreciate it. You're a man of few words. Have a good game.
Sure.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, boss.
And we do appreciate Coach Wilbur for chatting with us. As little as he does, it's okay. He's got a good attitude. They're ready to go, Art. And when you look at this team coming in, Preston McCoyak has been the go-to guy. Their junior quarterback has 2,324 passing yards. He's completing 63% of his passes this season. He's averaging 223 yards a game. And that's what they did. They didn't have a huge running game against San Juan when these teams first met this year on September 5th, but they threw the ball pretty well, and they look to do that again here against the San Juan D today.
Yeah, you see two teams that are similarly matched up offensively. They want to move the ball down the field deep. They want to run some RPOs. They want to establish the run game, suck those backers in, bring those defensive backs down, and then go over the top. So it's similar offenses, similar styles, and I tell you, it's a good matchup for the semifinals.
Well, we look at the running game, and Liam Larson is the leader there. He's the senior. He's got 242 carries on the season, far and away the main guy who runs the ball for this offense. 1,440 yards, so it hasn't been huge in the running game this year for Summit Academy. He's averaging 131 yards a game, though. He's got 15 TDs. The Broncos are going to have to shut him down as well today.
Yeah, and I've really been impressed over the last few weeks that Broncos interior defensive line, that three-man front, bringing in that fourth guy on the blitzing packages. They have really done a good job inside the trenches. I look to see them be as physical up front tonight, this morning, as they have been the last few weeks.
The Summit Academy defense has 23 takeaways this year. The offense has only turned it over 13 times, so they're winning in that department. Art, it looks like the main guy the Broncos are going to have to block as far as getting pressure on the quarterback is their stud, Tug Wilbur, the senior. He's got 73 tackles. He doesn't lead in that department, but the big deal is he's got the 17 sacks on the season, 30 tackles for loss, and 22 hurries. So he's definitely their main weapon defensively up front, who the Broncos are going to have their hands full with today.
Yeah, and I think that benefits San Juan's offense a little bit because they do like those RPOs. And so anytime you get a defensive end or a defensive tackle that has a lot of pressure coming inside, usually by the time they get 2 yards deep, San Juan's already by you by a yard. So I think that's going to work out well for San Juan, but they are going to have to count for him.
All right, so that's a quick look at the Summit Academy Bears. They come in ranked 4th. They are, I guess it's not rankings anymore, it's actual seedings. It is number 1 San Juan versus number 4 Summit Academy today. In the first semifinal game of today, there were obviously games all day yesterday. There will be games all day today. So it's a full day here at Eccles Coliseum. Absolutely beautiful morning as we get ready to get set today. We'll continue on the Friday Night Lights on a Saturday morning pregame show when we return, and we'll talk about the very familiar, not hometown today, but San Juan Broncos in their Color Rush Gold unis out there right now warming up. Stick with us. It is Friday Night Lights on a Saturday morning on Red Rock 92, and we are on StreamUtah.Live today, audio only. We don't have the rights to do video, so we do invite you to stay with us.
Ready to own a home in Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, crafts personalized loans with top rates and expert support. Buying, refinancing, or building your dream home? We've got you covered. Sit with Britt and begin your home ownership adventure. Visit our local pros for all your mortgage lending needs. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us. This is a beautiful day, man. This is going to be a fun one here. State semifinals, always a great game.
StreamUtah.Live.
Hey, we welcome you back to Friday Night Lights on a Saturday morning on Red Rock 92. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. We're not allowed to broadcast this game in video or stream it, and we realized we were in a little window down in the corner, so we had to reset the system here, and thus the strange audio there. We do apologize for that, but I think we're ready to go. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair back with you here at Eccles Coliseum at Southern Utah University. And Art, like I mentioned earlier, it's good to be back together. I'm pretty sure I have my replacement. You guys did an excellent job last week. I was cruising in Santa Rosa, California, listening to you guys in the van, and I was very impressed. Obviously, you didn't have a very exciting game to call, but you did a great job.
Now, Baylor Eldridge is a phenomenal football mind, and he obviously comes from a great lineage of his dad's a coach, his brother-in-law's a coach, he's a coach. Him and his brothers were awesome athletes at San Juan High School, so, yeah, it was fun doing it with him. But I will tell you, Rhett, it's a lot easier to sit over here and just make comments and observations than have to run the whole program. So I am grateful that you're back from your dance-off vacation.
Right, you're back to you're back to being the wise guy on the broadcast. That's always fun.
It's a lot easier.
And that's a deeper statement than you might think, actually. You do have the wisdom, so we appreciate that. We're going to talk about the San Juan Broncos now on the Friday Night Lights pregame show here before this semifinal matchup. But before we do, let's hear from Coach Christensen. Here's what he has to say as his team gets set to take that next step here today in the 2025 state tournament.
Coach, I missed you guys last week. Obviously, you took care of business. Tell me about that game and how you executed.
Yeah, I thought, we came out, didn't play, super flat. We played with a lot of energy after a bye week, which sometimes can be challenging. Made some, minor mistakes that, when you start getting in these higher rounds and playing better teams that you obviously can't get away with. So hopefully we got those a little bit out of our system. But at the end of the day, we took care of business and we won.
Well, that's obviously your first legitimate step in the postseason toward a fifth straight state championship. What are you looking to do here today on the SUU football field?
Same thing, man. We got to start fast. I mean, you see it like last night watching the Morgan Manti game, the number one seeds, even Cedar, Juab, the one seeds kind of came out like playing not to lose, playing very conservative, keep everything in front of us as long as that's BS. We got to go and attack it, and we got to go get it from. We got to try to win this thing, first, second quarter, and try to get this thing over. Because if you let teams hang around, anything can happen.
Well, teams have been gunning for you guys all year. That's no secret. You know that. These guys are coming after you. They played you pretty tough in the first quarter at their place, and obviously you've seen them very often. What do you need to do against them here today?
Yeah, they know us very well. The halftime score is 16-8, and we came out and obviously put them away. We started slow that game. We've got to play clean. Don't be so afraid to make mistakes. Just play aggressive, and like I said, we got to put them away early. Play with tempo, hit them, have energy, have passion. Everybody hoop and holler and have fun today.
What's the feel you get for your boys coming in today?
They feel good. They're rested. You always kind of worry about them in a hotel, especially coming from Blanding, where they just don't know, they're not around civilization very often. So, but we have great kids that take this stuff serious. They're locked in and they're ready to roll.
What's the feeling among you coaches today?
Yeah, we're feeling good, man. We're just excited. I love playing the 10 a.m. game because we get to just play. Yeah. I don't have to wait around all day. So,
all right, Coach. Good luck, man. Have fun. We appreciate it.
Okay, appreciate you, man.
Big thanks to Coach Christensen for chatting with us as well today, and an exciting day, obviously. The state semifinals, they're the heavily favored team here today, but still have to take care of business. And we look at this team coming in. We've obviously got a lot to say about Jagger Neves, Art. He's making a whole lot of statements and reaching a lot of milestones, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it's obviously a team game. Jagger would be the first to say that without the team, he wouldn't be accomplishing some of the numbers that he's accomplishing. But you look at the quarterback of this team, who's been a sophomore, came in a little bit slow start to the passing game in the first 4 games, but then it really got its legs. And Bo Yeomans has passed for 2,845 yards on this season now. He's completing 67% of his passes. He's 180 for 271, 30 touchdowns on the season. He does have 12 interceptions, but he's averaging almost 260 yards a game passing, and if they can get that going again here today, it's going to be a big handful for Summit Academy.
He's been really good at his progression and his reads and putting the ball in successful points for his receivers to go get the ball. This is a big game for this kid. Sophomore, first semifinals. I think he did really well last week of the quarters, but we've talked about that. That was a different type of game. This one, Summit Academy is going to come after him. He's going to have to be composed back there and just take what the defense gives him, try to do too much, not force the ball, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah, Yeomans threw for 207 yards against Summit Academy when these two teams met in September. He threw 2 touchdowns, but he also threw 3 interceptions in that game. So that's going to be something that Bo will have to avoid here today. Obviously, the turnover. Jagger Neves carried for 169 yards and 2 TDs in that game. Jace Razor also came in and played a good game in that game. That was a game he came in as a secret weapon and ran up for 145 yards and a TD. So it was kind of a double-headed attack there. But Neves on the season, 1,910 yards rushing. He's averaging 174 yards per game. And Art, 33 rushing touchdowns on the season is very strong for San Juan. And obviously, if they get that running game going with Jagger today, that will also be a handful. You got to have both facets of the game going, and that would give Summit Academy difficulties today if Jagger can get going.
Well, the one thing about Jagger is no matter if he gets stopped for a loss or gets a huge gain, he continues to just keep his focus, and he just continues to battle and to grind. And he can do it in all facets of the game. He can run it, he can catch it, and he can pass it. And so he is a triple threat that Summit Academy is going to have to put 2 guys on. They're going to have to put a spy backer on him. And what that does, it opens up the rest of this offense for this team.
Well, Trip Palmer continues to lead the team in receiving, 1,144 yards now on the year, averaging over 100 per game, 14 TDs for him. But Bo Yeomans has a lot of other targets he can go to. Jagger Neves out of the backfield has a lot of yards this year. Brig Palmer, Cole Duke, Nash Young, and Mike and Keith, all guys we might see Yeomans sling the ball to today. Defensively for San Juan, this team has 27 takeaways on the year, 12 turnovers, and so the Broncos in the lead in that department as well. And Art, we talked about these guys who are defensive for San Juan this year and strong, and Jonas Jeppesen has come up. Jagger Neves also, both those guys leading the defense with 80 tackles apiece. But then you get to George McNaughton, and he's obviously been their biggest weapon, getting penetration, getting into the backfield, getting those tackles for loss. He has 23 on the season, and he continues to lead the team in sacks with 15. Nobody's really close to him in that department. And so this is that's at least the triple head of it right there. You got Trip Palmer with 67 tackles, Thomas Harden up there at 64 now. Max Stearns has started to make a name for himself defensively. He has 55 stops and 11 tackles for loss on the year. And so this is the key. We talk about this all the time, that defense wins championships, offense wins you games. But the Broncos, we've got to get that defense going strong here today against the Summit Academy attack. We know that's going to be forthcoming.
Yeah, you talked about Jepson, McNaughton, JM trucking is what we're going to start calling them, because they just get back there and they lower the boom. But those two are going to have a big game, and they typically do. They come out, they get stops, they get big sacks. They extend the field. They go sideline to sideline. They don't usually let quarterbacks outside of them. And then you're right, Max Stearns, the sophomore, who's battled through some injuries this year, has come on lately and been one of the top defensive players on this team. And he's a stud of a kid, and he's just going to get better. So I'm excited to see what those three, and then you throw in Cash Palmer and Big Remy Watcott, and man, it's a stellar defense.
Yeah, it's tough, and that's a big deal. That's one of the big deals about San Juan, and it's tough for us to call names throughout the game, but a lot of these things that we don't call, it's easy to call Jagger Neves' name, Bo Yeomans, and Trip Palmer. We see them, they stand out when they catch the ball and run with the ball. Or throw the ball, but these guys who are doing the work in the trenches, that's who wins you the games and wins you the state championship. And so we want to give those guys a little bit of kudos. We are going to call some individual stats here now for Jagger Neves, especially. He's just approaching. There's a lot of things that he's doing stat-wise that are all-time in the state and leading the state right now. And so we want to mention some of these. It's obviously a team game, but just want to kind of highlight this as the Broncos senior who's making these statements. And his 260 points that he scored this season leads the state right now at 7th in the nation. And he is tied for second all-time in that department for Utah. He's tied with Grantsville's Alan Moritzen, who set that mark in 1997. First is Beavers' Kelly Smith in 1979 with 284 points. So Jagger is 24 points away from tying that mark. So that's very reachable depending on how he performs these next 2 weeks. And, of course, we're counting chickens, assuming that San Juan will get through today and play next week. We don't necessarily like to count chickens, but you want to be confident. Then 40 total touchdowns this season leads the state. It is 12th in the nation, and that is second all-time in the state of Utah right now. These are season marks, not career. He's one ahead of, guess who, Zach Conway from 2023. Looks like we're going to have the national anthem now, or a pledge. So we'll turn it over to the PA, and we'll continue after this is done.
By San Juan's Soraya Sweeten and Maddie Nilsson.
All right, it was a great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner here today at SUU. And Art, I don't know if you caught the names. Those were a couple girls from San Juan High School. I missed the names on that. So good job by those ladies, and I think we're set to go here now. I think they're going to drop the ball from a helicopter unless that has changed. I know they typically do that here.
Did it all day yesterday, and I'll tell you, Rhett, San Juan won the toss. They're going to receive. So Jagger may be able to add to those stats early here.
Well, we'll continue while we have a minute, and obviously the helicopter will be approaching. We don't have any video to showcase that. Some of you, I know, there's a way to watch the video if you want to go to the Activities Association webpage, and you can put up the video. Then you can listen to our audio at the same time and sync that up. That's one way. I think the video is also available just directly on TeamHive.Live. But yeah, I know for us, Art, we're the guys who know the local team, and so for those of you back in Blanding, I know some of you will like to put on the video, the state-sanctioned video, and listen to the local broadcast that we have going out over the radio airwaves today. And we've got it a couple ways that you can listen to it as well. Obviously on YouTube, Picture It Palmer, StreamUtah.Live. Just on the straight 92.7 FM on your radio dial. And it's also streaming right now at redrock92.com. So here's the helicopter rolling in.
San Juan's Grady Lacey out there to see if he can catch it as it comes out of that helicopter.
So Jagger's not going to be out there catching it. There you go. But let's continue talking about Jagger Neves and just these stats and marks that he's setting this year. Staying on the season side, he's got 33 rushing TDs this year. That leads the state. It is tied for 13th in the nation, and it is tied for 5th all-time. He's tied with Zach Conway. I'm sorry, Zach Conway is right ahead of him with 34, so that's a mark that he might be able to catch today. And Zach Conway set that in 2023, of course. First in that department is Alan Moritson with 38 rushing touchdowns in his season in 1997. So that is a very reachable mark for Jagger Neves as well in these next two games. Now we'll move over to one more mark in the season side, 1,910 rushing yards for Jagger this year. That is second in the nation right now. And so a lot of marks that he's setting season-wise. Now we'll look at some of his career marks, a couple of these. He's got 494 total points in his career. That is second all-time in the state of Utah. First is Austin Kafensis from Jordan, who has 600 in his career from 2011 to 2014. So I don't think that's going to be reachable for Jagger unless he has a miracle couple games here. Beautiful view of this helicopter right out here in front of us as they drop the football, and a good drop, and that sucker is caught out at midfield. I don't know how many of the kids have caught it, but
I don't think yesterday there was one catch.
So there you go. That thing is caught very deftly by Grady Lacey, the senior for San Juan. So that's a good way to start the game for the San Juan Broncos today in the Color Rush Gold unis. All right, one more mark to talk about for Jagger in his career. 78 total touchdowns now, is also second all-time in the state. And guess who has that mark as well? It is Austin Kafensis again. He's got 100. So, again, I don't think Jagger's going to be reaching that mark this season, so he'll probably finish second. But he's one ahead now of Alan Moritzen, so he's moved into second all-time in career touchdowns with 78. So congratulations to Jagger for that. He's going to be on that list for a long time. We've got some other guys as well. Trip Palmer, 1,144 reception yards this year, is 9th in the state right now. His 108 scored points is 7th. Bo's season marks, 2,845 passing yards, is 9th in the state right now, and his 3,042 total yards is 15th. And so just a lot of marks, a lot of achievements from these Broncos, both in season and career marks. And we are now down to business as we are underway, and we're going to get a touchback on the opening kickoff of this state semifinal game as the Broncos receive it in the end zone. So it'll be a calm trot out to the 20-yard line for the Bronco offense as they come onto the field for the first time today.
Yeah, and you talked about the rankings of these teams yesterday. Some people might not know that they didn't follow yesterday's, but a team that San Juan lost to in Manti upset Morgan yesterday in the 3A playoffs. So anything can happen. San Juan's got to be technical here and just do San Juan things.
On first down, they'll go right to the ground with Jagger Neves, and he hits a wall of Summit Academy defenders. He'll only get about a yard on the first play from scrimmage today.
And like Coach said, when they played him at home at Summit Academy, it was 16-8 at halftime. Summit Academy comes out and really comes downhill hard, and they're going to get a encroachment call here on the defense. Nice count there by Bo Yeomans, the quarterback, to get to draw them off sides, give them a free 5. But Rhett, they've got to maintain, and they've got to weather the storm that Summit Academy is going to give to them in this first quarter, because they are a good first-half team who likes to come out and play hard. San Juan traditionally has been known to wear teams down throughout the game.
Well, after the penalty, it's going to be 2nd down and 4 for San Juan as Yeomans looks to pass. He will throw it down the middle deep and has his man on the play they've run all year. Trip Palmer all the way down to the Summit Academy 30.
Nice read by Bo. And a lot of time, that offensive line gave him so much time to sit there and just survey the field, Rhett. Unbelievable amount of time.
It's a 47-yard pass, best I can figure. And we'll get to that in a second as they're already going on first down, and a quick pitch and catch to the right side as Yeomans connects with, I believe, Tripp again. I'm not sure. That might be Nash Young, actually. It's a 5-yard pickup. So very quickly, 2 complete passes for Bo Yeomans gets them started. And the Broncos on the move, knocking on the door to the red zone for Summit Academy very early. Now it'll be Yeomans on the design quarterback run to the left side, and he goes down inside the 20 around the 16. And that'll be a first down for San Juan as he gets 8 on that carry.
I think that was an option, but the lineman came up and he took Jagger, which I would have taken too. And so Bo, good job of taking that ball and just getting upfield, getting the first down.
Yeomans will play action in the backfield. Throws left side, incomplete. This one, of the day, will make it 2nd down and 10 at the 17.
Yeah, just right off the hands, man. It's so close. Cole Duke just unable to bring it in.
And the Broncos, not surprisingly, going hurry up here as Yeomans takes the snap in the shotgun, throws complete to a wide-open man on the far side. And that is going to be, I'm not sure, that's Nash Young, sorry. And so Young gets a 7-yard catch for the Broncos as they are now down to the 11. So a couple passes to Nash Young. A big, long one. Oh, is there a flag on the play? All right, so that may not count, actually.
Oh, Ligger receiver. And they had that a couple times last week. It's just offensive linemen, they get in that bad spot when a play takes longer than they expect, and they're trying to just get that blocking done, and unfortunately, a little too far downfield, and it's just something that happens. You just got to get the ball out faster as a quarterback and make that read, help your lineman out.
So that backs the Broncos up. And they'll throw to Nash Young on that inside shuttle pass. That goes to the 20. So that's going to pick up 4, actually down to the 19, going to pick up 4 of the yards they lost there on the illegal man downfield. It will bring up a 3rd down and 11.
And you really want to pick up points on this opening drive, set a good tone here if you're the Broncos. So we'll see what Coach Christensen comes out. This is going to be one of your top 5 plays here that you're comfortable your team runs to perfection.
Yeomans from the shotgun. Looks at some guys open and throws behind his intended receiver on a little come-across pattern here over the middle in the linebacker area. Just threw behind. I can't see who that was.
Nash.
Incomplete. Nash Young, incomplete.
He had Jagger down the field behind the defense. Jagger raised his hand. Bo just didn't see him. And that's going to happen. That defense was crashing hard and just not enough time to make that read. But 4th down here, they can still get a 1st down.
So the Broncos failed to convert on their first 3rd down try. Yeomans drops back and has plenty of time. Throws over the middle and the pass is knocked down. He saw Jagger Neves in the end zone, and the pass thrown low on a line and easily defendable by Summit Academy that time. And the Bears get a huge stop in their own red zone on the first possession of the game.
Yeah, and it's just going to take a little time, I think. He had some good throws. Misread a couple things, but as a young quarterback, I think he did okay on that drive. You would have liked to come away with points, but he didn't throw a pick. He didn't fumble, and I think you come out, you put it on your defense now to get the ball back for you.
So it's the Summit Academy offense on for the first time as quarterback Preston McCoyak works from the shotgun, and though I didn't see, was that a handoff?
Yes.
Handoff on 1st down will go 9 yards.
And they had him at the line just arm tackling and was able to break through that. You've got to square a guy up. You've got to get a form tackle in there. You can't arm tackle these guys. If you're San Juan, you got to be coming downhill hard.
I'm having a tough time seeing numbers out there.
31.
Right now. 31 on the carry, thank you. I would have had that way off. And so Liam Larson on the first carry gets 9, and Summit Academy trying to get it going here on their first possession. They'll hand off again on 2nd down, and this time the Broncos swarm in there. George McNaughton on the lead tackle, but they stop him at the line of scrimmage with a host of Broncos and a loss of 3.
Well, George came off that right side. I don't think he was even touched, and he was in the backfield right at the time of the handoff, and he just wrapped up, made a secure tackle, and that's what the Broncos have to do. They have to 2-arm tackle. They have to make solid defensive effort here to slow down this Summit Academy offense.
And McCoyak will work from the shotgun, trying to get his running back to move to his left side. And they do have a play clock visible here. It's down to 5. They're going to get the ball snapped. And he will pitch to that man to the left side, and that did not work out well as the Broncos get in the backfield to make a stop. Ball carrier that time was you're saying the
31.
tackler, number 5.
Trip Palmer.
So it's another loss, I believe, of 1 here.
That's the 2nd time off that right side that San Juan has been able to get in the backfield before the play developed and make a good stop.
So that's going to force a punt here for Summit Academy as these two teams will trade scoreless possessions to start the game, and the Broncos, after being unable to score in the red zone here of Summit Academy, will get the ball back as Jagger Neves receives it at his own 35, and good coverage here, and open field tackle by number 6, and that's
4?
Ian
6?
Hall. I believe it was 6. And, he's pitching the ball to his team over here. So, that was good open field tackle by Ian Hall, and the Broncos will start from their own 37. The Broncos have never been daunted, Art, by starting deep in their own territory, and this is definitely not deep in their own territory. So
no, they've got 13 yards to go get on their Summit Academy side of the field, and we'll see what Coach draws up here to get his young quarterback into a rhythm.
But it was interesting. We talked about the passing game and the running game, and they didn't run very much in the first matchup as Yeomans is dropped for a 2-yard loss here. But it was all running that time for Summit Academy on that first series.
Yeah, and that's that option again. Defense does a good job taking Jagger, and unfortunately the inside slot receiver did not get that block for Yeomans to get outside.
So these two teams duking it out here early as Yeomans throws complete to the left side. Nash Young will make a catch for, that's going to be a 9-yard pass. And so the Bronco passing game back in business here.
Brings up a 2nd and short, and if you're San Juan, man, you really want to get Jagger Neves involved in this game. I know you want to pass, you want to go downfield, but get Jagger involved here.
Yeomans will look to pass again, and this time airs it out left side. Had a man down there, but just overthrows Cole Duke down the left sideline. He was down around the 20, unable to get to that football. It'll be a third down. Excuse me, that's going to be a fourth down now and 3.
Yeah, and I wish, I know Bo wants to go for the home run ball, but he had Jagger out here in that wheel route, and I believe Jagger picks up the first down. And as a young quarterback, sometimes you got to learn, pick up the first down to go for the home run ball.
Snap is low, and they hand to Jagger Neves, and he will not get the yardage needed as the Summit Academy defense bows up for another big stop here as they clogged up the middle, and Neves only gets 1. So they fail on third and fourth down here, do the Broncos, and it will be a turnover on downs to Summit Academy at the Bronco 45. So now the defense needs to step up for the Broncos. So again, scoreless possession so far for everybody. The Broncos have had 2 possessions. Summit Academy getting their second right now. We are still scoreless, obviously. 7:03 left in the opening quarter. As McCoyak will throw deep and off the fingertips of the diving. Oh, we got, a number change.
Meredith.
Becca Meredith diving and missing that one. But, boy, that was close. That was a good effort.
Yeah, and San Juan's defensive backs, they really got to key off those guys. They can't let them get behind them. It could make it for a long morning if San Juan cannot defend that deep ball.
So Becca Meredith is 3 today. I've got to fix that on my sheet. And I've got it. And it's not a sheet. It's on the computer, and sometimes I'm slow. But McCoyak this time will hand off on a little counter, and that doesn't get very much.
No, Neves is right there. He busted through that line, and Jepson right behind him.
Couple yard gain for Liam Larson that time for Summit Academy. So it'll be third down. Boy, a lot of third downs here in the early stages. These teams getting to third down very quickly. The Broncos did march it down the field. Really the only big play so far was that 47-yard pass from Yeomans to Trip Palmer. Other than that, it's been pretty short yardage for these offenses so far.
It has been a defensive struggle for sure for both teams.
So we'll see if Summit Academy can break through. They throw left side. McCoyak connects with his man, who is knocked out of bounds. I believe that's number 4 on the catch over there. It's going to be a pickup of 3, but it will be a fourth down.
Yeah, Cole Duke able to come up and make that stop, or he would have had a head of steam on that one. And it's never a bad problem to use the boundary as that 12th man out there on defense. But, wow, what a defensive struggle here. It's going to – whatever team can kind of break through and get that big play is going to end up first on the board here, and we hope it's the Broncos. But 4th and 5 here. We'll see what Summit Academy draws up.
The Bears at the San Juan 40, so they're going for it. McCoyak from the shotgun throws over the middle, incomplete. And Meredith thinking he was held on his pattern. He's not going to get the flag. So the teams trade turnovers on downs. And McCoyak goes 1 of 3 on that series. And the Broncos will get the ball back at their own 40.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a battle, especially this first half. It may be all 4 quarters, Rhett. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's going to come down to those fundamentals. And I really like the swing pass here to get Yeomans in the rhythm and also to get Neves involved in that outside run game.
So 1st and 10 for San Juan from their own 40 as Yeomans fakes a handoff, throws behind Trip Palmer on the comeback. That's like a wide receiver screen over there on the far side. And the Broncos have busted that for long yardage this year, but Summit Academy ready for it here. They hold them to 4.
Yeah, just those short passes are what's going to get your young quarterback in his first semifinal game here confidence and rhythm, and that's what you need out of him. But we really haven't seen a lot of Jagger Neves outside of 1 or 2 carries.
No, he's only carried for 2 yards. There's a little dump pass here behind.
George
McNaughton coming out of the backfield there, or was he a slot back?
Yeah, he was that tight end set.
So that is going to be an incomplete pass, and the Broncos a little bit out of sync here in the early stages. And Yeomans right now only 5 for 10 passing to start this ball game. So obviously Summit Academy prepared to shut down Jagger Neves in the run. We'll see if the Broncos adjust things here. Yeomans will throw again and has a man wide open on the far side. Trip Palmer makes a catch at the Summit 40-yard line. So the Broncos flip the field there. That's a 10-yard pass.
And exactly what you want to do. You want to put your receiver in a spot where only he can get the ball, and those little quick out comeback routes right there is exactly what you need to do for your quarterback.
And so a first down, and the Broncos on the move, and now Jagger Neves is hammered before the ball gets to him. The pass intended out of the backfield to him, it was sailing over his head, but they're going to give him the flag on the pass interference here. I don't know why they clobbered Jagger right there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be – they're having a discussion. They may say it was –
uncatchable. We do have our rules analyst in the room, Jess Cornwell, here with us.
They're going to wave it off.
So, I don't know. Maybe as a blocking back right there, he's allowed to be hit, I guess. And I don't know.
Pass behind the line of scrimmage, so they can blow him up, I guess.
Okay, so that'll go as an incomplete pass. Yeah, he definitely got blown up. That's for sure. And now on second down, Yeomans will connect with Palmer on the far side. That will go for 9. So the Broncos will face
third
down and 1 here. And the Broncos slow it up just a little bit here on offense. Gives me enough time to put down some numbers. Now Yeomans set for the snap. And they'll hand off to Jagger Neves. And Neves, boy, he's having a fight for his yardage today. He may have gotten one and just enough to move the chains. They're going to mark him just shy of the 30, but it will be enough to move the sticks.
Yeah, it's Summit Academy's defensive front is really giving them fits right now, and they really need to just get into a power run game to just wear them down.
3 carries and just 3 yards for Jagger Neves so far. Yeomans throws a bullet over the middle, has Trip Palmer, who sidesteps a tackle, and he'll go down to the 1. Is he in the end zone? No, they call him down at the 1.
No, he reached with those big, long arms, but he was reaching his knee hit at the 1 before that ball crossed, so they're going to spot him at the 1. But a great catch, and Tripp has had some great catches. The ball hasn't been perfect placement on a lot of the throws to him. He's had to go climb the ladder a lot and pick that ball out of the sky.
Yeomans will take the snap on 1st and goal, and Jagger Neves is clobbered at the 1 by several Summit Academy Bears who right now are winning the battle on the front against the San Juan offensive line, and they stop him for no gain.
Yeah, I'd run him again here. I would give that O-line some confidence here and get in the end zone. You got half a yard.
Yeomans will not hand off to him. He'll keep it himself, and he is going to be wrapped up and tackled for a loss of 1. So right now, San Juan not able to get the push they need on the line, and it will be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I think I'd give the ball there to Jagger if I'm Bo and let him take it.
And this time they will give to Jagger. He bounces to the outside, and Neves goes into the end zone untouched for the first touchdown of the day. San Juan leads 6-0. It took 11 minutes and 20 seconds, but the Broncos are on the board. Actually, this is not the NFL. It's only 12-minute quarters. So it took 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and San Juan strikes first.
And I love giving you're that close. You know, he didn't get it the first time he tried, and then they went the option, that RPO. But Jagger Neves has a nose for the end zone. If I'm within the 5-yard line, Rhett, and they just converted the 2-point with Jagger as well, I'm giving him the ball 4 times. I'm letting my offensive line, they'll get it together. They block out like crazy. They might get blown up once or twice, but not every time. There's some big boys down there that do a great job. And then Jagger Neves, he's going to get in the end zone.
That's true, and he does here. And so the Broncos do stick with it that time, even though Yeomans carried 1 time. It's the 34th rushing touchdown of the season for Jagger Neves. So he does tie the mark set by Zach Conway in 2023 and moves into a tie for 3rd place in that department as far as rushing touchdowns in a season. But that is not the most important thing today. The most important thing today is that this team, the San Juan Broncos, now lead Summit Academy 8-0 in the 2A state semifinals here at Southern Utah University.
Yeah, there ain't these kids in high school football, none of them. I mean, they're aware of the records and they want them, but they'd rather get that team title at the end of the day than hold a personal record.
And, man, that was like a wrestling match for the first 4 possessions for these teams. And a beautiful open field tackle now for, I'm not seeing, is that Nash Young who got the hand out there, got the mitt out there? Is that number 1?
We had Staley Dandy and Thomas Harden on the tackle.
I don't know why I'm having such trouble seeing
4
numbers,
and 9 look exactly alike, and
I know.
Thomas is 29.
And the problem is they're all squished on their jerseys.
That's right.
Well, anyway, somebody made a beautiful open field tackle right there on the kick return, so Summit Academy is going to start at their own 15. But a 2-yard rushing touchdown for Jagger Neves gets the Broncos on the board. He completed the 2-point try as well. And so San Juan leads it 8-0, and we'll see if the Summit Academy offense can answer with 3:37 to go here in the opening quarter of what has been a good start so far, if you like defensive struggles. And Preston McCoyak working from the shotgun will pitch it to his running back, Liam Larson, who will try to bust it outside the left tackle, but the Broncos get some good coverage out there. It will be a pickup of 8, though, on the run for Larson.
Yeah, Andrew Nelson, Jonas Jepson able to come up after he gets through a couple of defenders to slow him down, make the tackle before he gets the first down. But it sets up a second and short, which is any coach will tell you if you can get 6 to 8 yards on a first down, it makes the next 3 downs a lot more manageable.
And it is 2nd and 2 for Summit Academy, who have largely been on the ground so far offensively in this game, which is the opposite of what they showed San Juan back in September.
And that could lull San Juan in here. There's a method to the madness as a coach.
Yeah. And obviously you have to mix it up, doing the same things over and over. Oh, Summit Academy gets a good pattern, got a man wide open. McCoyak finds him at their own 45-yard line, and that'll be a big pickup that'll move the chains.
Just like we said, you lull them in, the defense starts to come down, you don't play deep, you're in your cover zero coverage right there, and what do? They just run a nice post route, and they get inside the defense.
Yeah, I happened to be watching that kid the whole time on his pattern for some reason. He juked him and faked to the outside, then came inside with the deep slant, and had to dive. If McCoyak would have hit him on the run, it probably was going to go to the end zone. But he had to dive down to make the catch, and I'm not sure who caught that ball. But it was number 4. Thank you. And there's another huge, long connection, and it's going to go for a touchdown. It'll go for 55 yards as McCoyak strikes twice on a couple of big completions. And I believe that's number 3, Becca Meredith, on the catch for the 55-yard TD.
Yeah, and just like we said, it just sucks the defense in when you run. It was number 2 on the touchdown.
Okay, thank you.
But
wow.
Just exactly what you didn't want to see happen if you're a Broncos fan. You wanted your defense to come out, get the stop, go down, score again. But like I said, this game matched up well the first time.
I tell you what.
It was 3 on the touchdown.
Yeah, it was, because 2 is the quarterback. Yep. And this ball comes free into the end zone. I think they can recover this for the 2. And they do.
Yeah,
that was a fumble on a run. And I think Larson recovers his own fumble right at the back of the end zone. And so that was a crazy play. But that will go for 2. So we are all knotted at 8 with 2:15 to go in the opening quarter and what has turned into a very exciting 2A state semifinal matchup. And we'll step aside and take a real quick break. Return to Southern Utah University in just a moment. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, Energy Fuels is a proud supporter of high school athletics within our communities.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the Broncos return the kick here from Summit Academy, and it's Jagger Neves fighting for yardage out to his own 35 or thereabouts on the return. So rushing touchdown for the Broncos, passing touchdown for Summit Academy, and we got ourselves a bit of a reset here, tied 8-8 with just a little bit over 2 minutes left in the opening quarter of what is a very fun right now 2A state semifinal matchup. These games are funner to call, Art. I know you get nervous and stressed out, but as a broadcaster, these games are a lot funner for me than like a 69-0 blowout or 77-2 blowout, I should say.
That's the coach in me, man.
I know it.
You want to go out and dominate every game and all facets of the game.
That's right. Yeomans throws complete far side to Nash Young, and Young trying to get some yardage after the catch here. He's not going to get much.
They're going to give him forward progress, though.
So he'll get, looks like 2.5, maybe 3 yards on the catch there. Boy, it's hard-earned yardage right now for these offenses, other than the long passes that Summit Academy just exploded for.
Yeah, and they bring in Jace Razor now, so maybe they're going to go to that double pro set out of the gun, which I really like here. Let's see what they throw at him.
And I'll have to add that catch to Nash Young in a little bit. They are going to hand off to Jace Razor, but, man, I tell you, Summit Academy is prepared for the San Juan run today. And, obviously Coach Wilbur was close to the vest in the interview, but they have prepared, and they are right now shutting down the San Juan run. That's a loss of 3, 3rd down and 10.
There's a lot more excitement on that sideline right now than on the San Juan sideline. They need to figure out how to get that reversed and get the momentum.
Yeomans has been able to have time to pass, but he's going to zing it over the top of his intended receiver, this time incomplete over here on the near side, intended for Nash Young. And the Broncos will face a 4th down now at their own 34. And I don't know, does this team know how to punt, Art? It looks like they're going to line up. Of course, they got the short punt.
After that last touchdown by Summit Academy, I think you got to punt it.
And they will. Yeomans will short kick it here, and so that's going to work out for San Juan. Not a very friendly roll, unfortunately. That'll stop at the 30 of Summit Academy. So the Broncos are forced to flip the field here on 4th down, and we've got ourselves a battle here in the 2A state semifinals between the San Juan Broncos and the Summit Academy Bears. And right now the Bears have a bit of energy as they've gotten some defensive stops on this San Juan offense.
Yeah, and if you're San Juan coach staff, you got to get with your young quarterback and get him out of his own head. He's kind of, I watch his mojo. He's walking off the field. He's not doing terrible. He just needs to settle down. Big environment, man, and he's the kid that can handle it. He just got to get into a rhythm.
And McCoyak is back out. He threw his 31st touchdown pass of the season just a little bit ago, a 55-yarder. And he will now hand off to number 4, who's going to go down the sideline. Was that a handoff or a pass?
It's a handoff.
Braden Dieters will take it. That's his first carry of the game, and might come back, actually. Is there a flag somewhere on the field?
There is over there. The white hat's talking to the side judge.
Looks like it is going to come back.
And we'll see it. Usually that's in the area of a block in the back or a hold.
I'm going to calm down and take a seat here for a minute.
So it's going to be a holding on the offense.
So that will back up Summit Academy inside their own 25 now. No, excuse me, it's just going to go inside the 30. So it'll be 1st down and about 14, it looks like, as McCoyak will work from the shotgun. They will go back to the ground here, and it's Larson carrying for short yardage, maybe 1. So still 2nd down long. I'll give them 2, it looks like, where they spot the ball.
Stearns and Jepson in there on the tackle, and I think the defensive front, the linebackers are doing a great job. It's just been those over-the-top deep balls that have caught San Juan, and you've got to adjust to that if you're Coach Bowering. How are you going to, defend that when they try to go over the top on you? Because obviously they've got to step on 3 or 4 passes, obviously a touchdown.
Right. Well, 2nd down and long. The Bronco defense is in good position here if they can get a stop. And Summit Academy taking some time to get this ball snapped.
They're going to take a timeout. He was looking at the play clock. Oh, into the quarter. Yep. So
at least someone's paying attention. Thanks, Jeff.
They were down to 5 seconds on the quarterback kept looking back. I thought maybe he might have been asking for a reset, but no, he was just watching.
We don't
the differential.
We don't get to hear a siren in this hermetically sealed booth, and we're all like, "Why is the game stopping?" It's the end of the 1st quarter, and nothing has been decided. We're tied at 8 in the 2A state semifinals between the San Juan Broncos and Summit Academy Bears. Return to Southern Utah University with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support. and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the Four Corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
Welcome back live to Eccles Coliseum, Southern Utah University. We're underway in the second quarter, tied at 8. Summit Academy taking on the San Juan Broncos, and they go to the ground on 2nd and long here and are going to lose 2. Liam Larson on the carry, so that's the first play of the quarter, and now a big third down for both of these teams. As Summit has shown the ability to throw on San Juan, the Broncos going to get a little pressure as McNaughton came up the middle, but McCoyak gets away. He gets a blocker over here, and McCoyak is going to make some yardage. He'll pick up 10, but it will be a fourth down. He's about 2 yards shy of a first down.
If you're Summit Academy, I think you do the same thing San Juan did. You've seen they can go score, and it's a defensive battle here. You punt this ball and put your defense back on the field.
That was a good run for McCoyak, but not enough. That 3 yards is the difference between a punt here and continuing the drive for the Bears.
Watch this be a fake.
Yeah, you got to be prepared, obviously. That's a great idea, Mr. Coach.
Snap this to an up back, but it's
they are. You're exactly right. They're going to throw. The Broncos get a stop on an open field tackle. Max Stearns, who we talked about in the pregame. So it'll be a completed pass for no yardage, actually a loss of 1. And I'm not going to be able to get that on my stat sheet because that's a completely weird quarterback, obviously. And so that'll be the kind of mystery play. But, boy, a huge stop for San Juan. The trickeration does not work for Summit Academy, and the Broncos have good field position to start right here.
And as a coach, I understand you want to catch them sleeping, but why not? If you're going to go for it, put your offense out there. That's what they're built for. It's 3 yards. If they can't pick it up, turn it over. Don't turn it over with your punt team.
And, man, you called it, Art, right before that happened. So you were prepared, that's for sure. And the Broncos on first down are going to air it out. Yeomans throws over the middle. It's complete down to the goal line. Oh. They're going to call him down on the 1, but Cole Duke with a catch. We think it should have been a touchdown, but it's down to the 1. So that is a 39-yard pass.
Go quick here and just pound the rock with Neves. Coach, just give it to him up the middle.
And we'll get that stat to Cole Duke in a minute. They'll do exactly what Art Adair said, but a good open field tackle here by a Summit Academy defender as Neves goes for no yards on a carry. Boy, they are shutting down Neves right now.
Yeah, they bring McNaughton in. They're going to go with that tight end big set, and I would run him again right off tackle. Put Neves out there around the end to seal the edge. Run Neves right on the outside.
2nd and goal. The Broncos taking their second crack at it, and this time Neves goes in. It's a touchdown, San Juan. 2 touchdown carries for Neves. I mean, he's only got now 6 yards rushing on the day, but 2 touchdowns. So he's getting it done in short yardage situations, and the Broncos get the lead back 14-8, very fresh into this second quarter.
They stay in the same formation with McNaughton out there at that tight end. And Neves will
go right in, basically untouched. They made it. He could have gone for 99 right there.
You're on the 1 yard line, and they stop you, and you have to go back to the 3 for the PAT, and he just walks in effortlessly.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess after he scored, that kind of demoralized the defense a little bit, but that makes it 16-8, 9:43 to go in the first half now. So the Broncos have the lead back in the state semifinals.
Yeah, great stop there on Max Stearns. He's not going to get a stat on that offensive side of the ball, but that's all set up because his readability to sniff out that fake punt to give a short field, and then some great plays there by the Broncos. And then, obviously, what a catch by Cole Duke. We thought he was in. I'm not going to call out that official that I know very well that didn't call it, but I will have some comments with him after the game.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, give the ball to Neves, and he'll get in there. You got 4 downs. There ain't many defenses, if any, in 2A. Maybe in 3A even, that are going to stop Neves and that offensive line 4 times on the 1.
Right. And it's 2 rushing touchdowns for the Broncos that give them the lead. 1 passing touchdown for Summit Academy so far here in this first half. And the Bears looking to answer here as the Broncos kick it low. It bounces, but it's fielded nicely by what appears to be a lineman here who they have back here on the hands team. So I thought it was 79, but yeah, 73.
It was 79. Yep.
Jack Trester, I'm guessing. He's listed as a tight end and a defensive end. So he's an end, but he looked like a lineman.
He's one of those guys they put down there to be that in guy to block your gunner coming down, try to get your running back behind him to get a little bit of a wedge going up through the middle. And unfortunately, fortunate for him, I guess, because he gets a catch.
Yeah,
but
right.
His eyes were probably big as silver dollars and that ball hit him.
I tell you what, man, when he gained some speed, that was a little bit like a locomotive coming down the field.
San Juan's really got to get a stop here on defense.
And they're looking to pass on first down, and Mikowiak hits his man over here on the near side. That's caught by number 3, and down to the 40. That'll be a pickup of 8 yards as they quickly go back to the air on this San Juan D.
And San Juan's their defensive backs have shifted to play off a little bit, which I believe is a good thing. You want to keep everything in front of you. Even if you give up some short passes, keep everything in front of you, and then switch that up. Come up into some press coverage on your third downs. You don't want to give up the first down on short yardage passes.
Becca Meredith on the catch. That's his second catch. He is the man who caught the 55-yard touchdown. Mikowiak looking to pass again. Nobody downfield open, so he'll go to his check down man on the near side, and that'll be just enough to move the chains, it would appear, as he connects with Braden Dieters. And it will be a 2-yard pickup, just exactly what they needed to move the sticks.
Yeah, and just taking what the defense gives you. You get your receiver out there just to sit in the open space. Defense drops back, and you just check down to him and let him pick up what you need. Exactly what you need out of your quarterback is you don't need to go for 6 on that play. You need a first down to move the chains to continue the drive.
Very quietly, Preston Mikowiak has completed 4 in a row, including the touchdown, and he's 5 for 7 on the day. Looking to add to that. He'll float one high into the air, and it hits the turf, incomplete. That was almost like a 500 ball, but the Bronco defender never really got into position to knock that away, and that was nearly caught.
Yeah, and that ball was not perfect, but it wasn't a bad ball. It just didn't give enough time to adjust to the route to catch that. But you're right, Rhett. Both guys kind of had a shot for that. It kind of fell short on the receiver. And the defensive back got lucky on that one for San Juan.
Duke was out of position, but fortunately for Broncos, they catch a break right there.
And the best pass defense is a pass rush. So you really need to get your front line to help your defensive backs out here by getting pressure on that quarterback to make him make errant throws. We're going to get a flag here.
Illegal shift.
Yeah, it's going to be
false start. They were shifting all over the place, and that kind of confused things for the Summit Academy offense. And they did not get it properly started. So.
And now we have another conference from the official that didn't make the call. So they're going to bring in, because I think he wants to wave this off.
So number 3 was on the line of scrimmage. The guy that went in motion from the line of scrimmage had put his hand down, so he was set in that position.
Okay, so this should be a penalty then. Yep.
It's going to be a false start.
So because he was set with his hand down, he can't. He can no longer go in motion.
When Jess is talking, we'll need to have you open your mic and so the folks can hear him talk. He's got the wisdom here. So he had a man on the line who went in motion. So that's the false start. I don't know. Should that have been a legal shift, or they called a false start? But second down and long now for Summit Academy nonetheless. Mikowiak looking downfield. Flags fly. Can't find anybody open at first, but now he hits his man, and it's going to gash the Bronco defense if it stands.
And we're going to hope for a holding here.
My guess is it's coming back. The man who returned that kick, number 79, Jack Trester, is beating himself in the head here, and so I'm guessing he held somebody.
But the quarterback just has too much time back there, Red.
Yeah.
They're not getting – and typically San Juan's defense puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, which makes him get happy feet, get out of his rhythm. Summit Academy's been able to set, throw, and make reads, and they need to get – Coach Bowery needs to figure out some kind of combination up there, some blitz package to really get this quarterback out of rhythm. It is a holding call, so it will drop them back 10.
That is 2 big breaks for this San Juan defense on this series. First, the pass that was unable to be gathered up, and now back-to-back penalties ultimately on what would have been probably a 70-yard play. And so Summit Academy is backed up. Second down and very long. Mikowiak is flush this time. He'll throw on the run over the head of Becca Meredith, incomplete. And so the Broncos with a little bit of defensive momentum right now. Force Summit Academy into a third down and long.
Yeah, and they're letting them play a little bit inside there, and I think the White Hats talking to the lineman now that I'm looking at. I think there probably was a holding call on that outside. He didn't have leverage. The defender was outside the pocket, and he continued to drive him, not let the defender turn and run away. I think there could have been – someone has a legit claim for holding there on that call, on that play.
We're going to get a timeout with 8:24 to go in the first half. The Broncos lead Summit Academy 16-8 here in the 2A state semifinals. It will be a third down and very long for Summit Academy. I'm guessing this is the Bears have called a timeout here. I don't think that San Juan would. Art, all I had to do was mention that Preston McCoyak had completed 4 in a row, and now he's got back-to-back incompletions. That's all I got to do is say stuff.
Yeah,
I love having this power. I mean,
if you're San Juan's defense here and you're Coach Bowering, you got to be talking, hey, play the first chain. You don't want to play the first down. You want to play the first chain because you've got 23 yards here to go for a first down, and you want to keep everything in front of you on third down to force that fourth down decision out of Summit Academy. Do they punt or go for it? So you don't want anything over the top. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out in a cover 2, maybe even a cover 4 defense here, keeps everything in front.
Well, they're obviously in a passing situation with third down and 20-plus here. And, boy, that's small up on the SUU scoreboard. McCoyak is going to air this one out, but his receivers did not know that's what he was going to do. That was about 15 yards overthrown on a couple of comeback patterns there at the first sticks that you said, at the first into the chain. And so, yeah, obviously a miscue there between McCoyak and his receivers.
Well, I think that there was a little pressure, too, on that, and so he had to get rid of the ball, and that's what I was talking about. If you can get pressure and make the quarterback make bad decisions, it helps your defensive backs out in the secondary. And I'm pretty sure this one will not be a fake punt.
Right. Third, that's 3
if
straight.
If it is, someone needs to go down there and have a conversation.
That's right, with Coach Wilbur. 3 straight incompletions for Preston McCoyak, and the Broncos are going to get it back here. And a late decision by Jagger Neves. He was going to get it on the bounce, then he wasn't, and then it bounced right to him, so he reached out and snagged it, and he earns about 8 yards for his trouble on the return. Well, that was nip and tuck there for a minute for Jagger Neves, but he made the wise decision. He backed off of it at first, and then when it bounces right to you, hey, may as well grab it.
Well, that's where Coach Barkley Christensen just aged 2 years right there. I'll tell you, as a head coach, you're taught on those kind that get those weird, funky bounces to leave them alone, just get away. And when a returner comes up and tries to take that can either be really good or really bad.
Well, it worked out for San Juan right there, and that's the same thing I was thinking after the fake punt earlier. Whoa, that pass is knocked down and was dangerous there for a minute. So after 4 straight completions for Bo Yeomans, he throws an incompletion here.
Yeah, and they're keying on Tripp right now. He's been the go-to receiver, obviously, and they're just they're spying him. Number 5, the defensive end, stands probably 6'3" out there, and he just gets up and knocks that down.
And Yeomans will throw again, this time over the middle, deep, incomplete, but the flag flies down here in the area of pass interference.
Yeah, I think he
Palmer
tugged
was
him.
Intended.
Yeah, I think 23 tugged on Tripp. Tripp's definitely got the 1 foot, 2 foot advantage over him in coverage. So, you know, here's the thing. If you're Summit Academy's defense coordinator, when I was defensive coordinator, I would tell my guys, listen, if a guy beats you and you get called for pass interference versus a touchdown, I'll take that all day.
Yeah. So that'll should move the sticks for San Juan here.
It's only going to be called a holding call, so
it will be a first down still for San Juan, and inside Summit Academy territory. Actually be right at the line to gain, but it will move the chains. And so inside Bear territory now at their 45 exactly. And it's a little inside shuttle pass, and it's Brig Palmer this time. And that's going to go for a quick 12 as the Broncos make another connection here to move the sticks again.
Yeah, that was the first time that Briggs been involved in the action. And I can't tell on the replay if it was that. They do those little pitches so close to the vest.
Yeah, San Juan is famous for that play. So I've been bitten before calling that a run. And now airing it out to the goal line or to the end zone. Tripp Palmer battling with the ball with the defender here. It falls incomplete. And no flags on the play, so it'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, Bo definitely went to the right receiver on that play. He has the advantage over the defensive back. But at the same time, man, that's a dangerous throw that far down the field. under duress, just run that out, try to pick up a few yards.
So we'll be 2nd and 10. They're just now switching over the down marker. The Broncos at the Summit Academy 33. And it's Jagger Neves out of the backfield receiving a pass and fighting for yardage over on the far side. And that's going to be his biggest gain of the day. That will go for 10, 15, 17 yards.
Yeah, and Jagger really made a lot out of nothing there.
Yeah.
His blockers kind of got bypassed, and he was able to make some shifty moves there to pick that up.
So when you can't get the star running back yardage on the ground, throw to him out of the backfield. He will go back to the ground here, and we'll pick up a quick 5 down to the Summit 11-yard line.
Yeah, Yeomans just takes that right up the middle.
Was that Yeomans?
Yep.
Pardon me. So not Jagger on that play. 5-yard gain for the quarterback.
They bring in McNaughton in that tight end set.
They can get a first down at the 6-yard line. Yeomans throws incomplete on the far side on a slant intended for Trip Palmer. They say he was interfered with, it would appear.
He was bumped quick right off that. Right when he got into his route into that post, he was bumped quick by number 23 of Summit Academy, so can't complain about that call.
And this should give San Juan a first and goal. It'll be half the distance, I guess, so it's going to be really close. I think it will still give them a first and goal. We'll see with the official spot.
He's trying to get his mic to work. It's going to be at the 5.5.
Oh, and I guess if I would.
First and goal from the 5.5-yard line, almost a 6.
And so San Juan knocking on the door now with a first and goal to go. And here, midway through the second quarter, we now have crowd noise since I remember to turn it up. And I was waiting to hear the ref. We can actually hear him here. Bo Yeomans looked to pass, but nothing open. He'll tuck it himself and go in from 6 yards out. Touchdown for the sophomore QB. And the Broncos increase the lead to 22-8.
That was a great read by Yeomans there on that run. He wanted to pass. They wanted to run that little screen out there. It wasn't there, and all the defenders flowed. And so he was able to see, hey, there's a lane here. And quick decision-making right here. He just goes up the middle, untouched. Great block there by Neves, and touchdown for San Juan.
3 rushing touchdowns for the Broncos in the first half. 2 from Jagger Neves, 1 from Bo Yeomans. The 2-point try is going to fail this time as they wrap Jagger Neves up at the 3, right at the line of scrimmage on the try. And so that is the first failure to add the extra points here in this game, and that makes it keeps it 22-8. Not quite midway through the quarter. San Juan with a 2-touchdown lead now over Summit Academy here in the 2A state semifinals. We'll step aside real quick and return to Southern Utah University. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Light, Red Rock 92's presentation of the 2A state semifinals on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top-quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
Welcome back to Southern Utah University. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. On Stream Utah today, we're only audio, as we do no longer have the rights for the remainder of this postseason to stream the video. So we are thankful for those of you who have tuned in today. Some of you may be watching the state-sanctioned video and listening to us by way of audio, so we appreciate that. As the Broncos kick it away, Summit Academy returns it exactly back to their own 20. So it's just like a touchback.
Can't rest on your laurels here if you're San Juan. You got to get another 3 and out, or at least make them use that clock and get out of here without letting them put points on the board going into halftime. Very reminiscent of the halftime score at Summit Academy.
Preston McCoyak and the Bear offense begin on their own 20, looking to answer a 2-touchdown set by San Juan. They've scored a couple in a row after the two teams were tied at 8 apiece. This is a complete pass to the far side for short yardage, maybe 3 from Mikowiak to Dieters.
Andrew Nelson able to contain that and make a tackle.
And so that's his first completion following 4 straight incompletions. And he's 6 of 11 on the day now for 96 yards, Preston Mikowiak. And the 1 touchdown pass. This time he'll pitch, and a quick cut up the middle, or off left tackle, I should say, on the pitch here. So they spread Liam Larson that time wide out, kind of in a slot back position, and pitch to him. And it maybe gets 1-2 yards.
And McNaughton and Hutchins are there to make sure he can't cut that back up inside and gain any more. It's a big 3rd down here for the Broncos to change possession here.
And I'm going to say it was actually only 1 because it is 3rd down and 6. Like you said, Art, big 3rd down for these two teams. Bronco defense is shifting into position. Mikowiak taking his time. They get the Broncos to jump offside here. And so that will make it a lot easier for this Bear offense. That's going to be 3rd down and short now with the 5-yard mark off.
And it's hard for the defensive coach, especially the line coach, because, man, your nose tackle is right over the ball. You're like got the best option to look at that thing, and they get you to jump.
Yeah.
You can't be listening. You got to be you got to be deaf on that defensive line, really. You can't listen. You got to watch.
Absolutely. And that's watching for that ball movement. Once that ball moves, you're free to go, but not until.
Look for this run on the right side.
3rd down and short now for Summit Academy. They only need 1, and it wasn't a run. Mikowiak throws complete on the far side. I believe is that number 6 on the catch. Number 4, thank you.
Little tight trip set, and they just run it to the wide receiver. You only got 1 yard, so it's not a bad route to run there because you only got 1 to pick up. Just a little quick pass.
I'm going to give him 2, Art. I know you said 1, but.
Yeah, give him 4.5. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
That's only their 3rd first down that I have for Summit Academy. We'll get the official stats from Brad James.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. That first half was defensive. That's our first quarter was super defensive. So not a lot of first downs in that quarter. 1st down and 10 for Mikowiak, who throws it deep downfield, and this is going to be nearly picked off. It'll bounce free, incomplete. Coach is next to us for San Juan, calling for offensive pass interference, but no flags.
Duke had position on the inside. Both went up for the ball. I didn't see anything that would have warranted a flag from my point of view. Both guys had great position on the ball, and unfortunately for Cole Duke, the receiver turns into defensive back and able to break that ball out of there. But, man, that would have been huge.
So Duke caught a break a little bit earlier when he was out of position. This time he was in position, and Summit Academy catches a break on an incompletion instead of an interception. This time Mikowiak well overthrows his intended receiver on the near side. I believe it's the first time he's targeted Bo Edmonds, the senior, and it'll fall incomplete. Back-to-back incompletions for the junior quarterback now. Make it a very quick 3rd and 10.
And Coach Byron brings in his speed defense here, trying to get some pressure on that quarterback because it's definitely a 3rd down passing down.
So all of this series has been entirely on the Summit Academy side of midfield and just kind of slow moving. They have moved the chains once, but now they get a big hole, and Larson's going to cut it up off left tackle. They're going to get a 1st down and more into San Juan territory inside the 40. So this will go for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Looks like 31 yards on the run. That matches the number on the back of his jersey.
Everybody thinks just like I did. It's a passing down 3rd, and they just run that little halfback draw. Quarterback comes up, looks like he's going to throw. Running back stays in like he's going to block, but instead of advancing forward, stays right hip to hip. Quarterback comes down on that draw, and around the left side, the running back goes. Great play call for Summit Academy.
A lot of space for Liam Larson to run that time. And a new set of downs in San Juan territory. This is the first time the Bears have been in San Juan territory in a while. Mikowiak throws down inside the 5, and good coverage again by Cole Duke to knock this away. He nearly could have had an interception again right there.
And I think there may be you may have an argument for a little bit of offensive pass interferences. When Cole goes up, he kind of gets tugged a little bit on that jersey as the offensive player is falling backwards. But they're going to let him play to some extent out here.
It will be a 2nd down now and 10. They're a little slow to change the down marker over on the far side. The ball at the San Juan 37-yard line. Summit Academy A big run to get themselves in this position, and now Mikowiak gets a lot of pressure. Broncos in his face, swat his pass down, and that'll be a 3rd down and 10.
That was a screen play set up perfectly. San Juan had a lot of pressure, and if it wasn't for George McNaughton getting that big paw up there and slapping that ball, that could have had some positive effect for the Bears. But George McNaughton realizing what's going on, hey, I'm through here quick, no one touched me, that's not common, able to get up in the air and knock the ball down, which is what you want to do. If you can't get to the quarterback, get as high as you can and try to get that ball out of sync.
Yeah, if you didn't have the length right there on those players that they had, that screen may have worked because obviously it's designed to allow those defenders to come into the quarterback thinking they're about to get an easy sack. But this time they're able to knock that pass down. That was a huge stop. They get to Mikowiak again, and it's the first sack of the ball game. And the man we talked about who's coming up for the San Juan D, Max Stearns, is not George McNaughton this time, but Stearns gets his 16th sack of the season.
Yeah, Max had a beeline. He didn't get touched, and he's had a couple of those where he's overran them. That time he was for sure going to get that sack, and he lines it up and does a perfect job. I'm going to take credit for that because he wrestled in junior high for me for about 4 weeks before he went and found out that he loved basketball a little more. But I'm going to take credit for that sack, Max, because you probably learned that from me and Coach Lacey, that tackling in that junior high wrestling
Nice. Room. Way to take credit for I love it. I love it. I love it when you just take credit for stuff up here.
Got to get some recognition, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to put that down. Obviously, the 16th sack of the season for – oh, I'm sorry. That's his 16th. Does a sack also count as a hurry is the question?
No.
I messed it up. McNaughton has the 15 sacks. That is the 6th sack of the season. So I'm glad I looked at that for Max Stearns. But, yeah, 6th sack of the season. It comes at a key time here. And we'll see. This is probably 4-down territory for Summit Academy. They did take a timeout here, so I don't know if they have any left.
Definitely 4-down territory.
But they're going to punt.
They're going to punt it. I would have went for it.
Wow, so they're going to punt it and try to pin San Juan deep. Neves is going to allow this to go over his head, and it does go into the end zone. So the Broncos will have the ball at their own 20 as Summit Academy is unable to down that inside the San Juan 10. And so the Bronco offense will get it back after a big stop here. And, man, since I mentioned that Mikowiak was 5 of 7, he has dropped to 7 of 16. So he has had 7 incompletions in his last 9 attempts. And only the 31-yard run from Liam Larson is anything that's put any dent against this San Juan D. Yeah, I love it. You sit down and I stand up.
Well, I just sat down for it turned out to be a beautiful day here. Let's see if San Juan can capitalize. They're really usually good at the end of the half.
And Yeomans will throw quick left side, complete in a little wide receiver screen over on the far side, and that'll go for 8. Help me out on the number who caught that.
Brig Palmer.
So an 8-yard pass from Yeomans to Palmer.
And like I said, this is where San Juan kind of shines. They work that 3-minute offense very effectively in the end of quarters and halves.
That's a second catch for Palmer today, 20 yards for him. Yeomans will air one out here. Trip Palmer looking back to locate this football and not able to get to it over here on the near sideline. It'll be incomplete. And 3rd down now and 2.
Yeah, and the one thing you don't want to do if you're San Juan is give Summit Academy another chance to go into halftime with some momentum. So I like the play call there on 2nd down and short. Sets up a manageable 3rd down here and 2, so you don't really lose anything if you don't pick that up.
And they're going to call a timeout. San Juan's going to call a timeout here with 3:06 left in the first half on a big 3rd down play here deep in their own territory. Looking to make something happen here late in the half, up 22-8.
Yeah, Coach wants to capitalize on this momentum, especially being up 22-8 here, going into halftime. Another touchdown would be huge for that coming out in the second half because Summit Academy is going to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. So you don't want to squander this opportunity you have. So it's real important to get the right play call in here and then also let your quarterback know, hey, it's 3rd and short. We don't need to go down the field here. We need to pick up a 1st down.
So the Broncos discussing it. While we've got a moment, we'll let you know that Friday Night Lights today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, brought to you in part by Crowley Construction, dirt, roads, driveways, and more. They handle any job, big or small. Also, dependable auto repair. Count on their team of ASE certified technicians for all your auto service. And San Juan goes to the ground on 3rd and short here, and they're going to get enough, I believe, to move the chains as Neves rips off about 3.
And Neves got hit about a yard short and just powered forward to pick up that first down.
Man, that is his first carry of the second quarter, and he has carried the ball 8 times today for just 9 yards, Art, and that is completely unlike what we've seen all year. Here's a beautiful ball out from Yeomans, complete to Trip Palmer on the near sideline. That's going to be a pickup of 12 yards, and the Broncos will move the chains on back-to-back plays.
Yeah, Coach Christensen has come out, and he's wanted to throw the ball. He's he must have had a dream last night about throwing for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's Tripp's 6th catch. He's got 102 yards now. This one thrown a little bit behind. Jagger Neves out of the backfield, but he spins through a block and now has some room. Makes another man miss and down the sideline. He's going to gash the Summit Academy D down inside the 30. That'll be a pickup of 10, 20, 30 yards almost. 28, looks like 28, right?
What a stutter step by Jagger Neves, though, to get through that thing, man. Breaking ankles.
That was awesome. Good block. I didn't see who made the block right there at the line of scrimmage that sprung him free. Neves is going to, this is another pitch or throw over here. That was a pass, wasn't it? Handoff for Neves that time. We'll go for 2. So I tell you what, man, the running game having a battle for yardage, that's for sure.
Yeah, Summit Academy, they've definitely scouted, and they know Jagger Neves like everyone else does, and they've made it their mission to stop him, and so it's going to come down to the other skill sets you got on this team.
Yeomans throws into the end zone, and it's a wide open. Cole Duke somehow gets behind some busted coverage for Summit Academy, and it's a 28-yard touchdown pass from Bo Yeomans to Cole Duke, and that makes it 28-8 as the Broncos stretch the lead to 3 TDs.
Cole Duke, you said it, Rhett. He was so wide open. I think I could have thrown a pass and hit him, and I can't throw the ball very good. What a route by Cole, though, to get into it, and then just the defense doesn't account for him, and Cole Duke strides into the end zone.
That was impressive. That's the first chink in the armor I've seen from the Summit Academy D today, as that one obviously gashed him, busted coverage somehow, and the Broncos will take it. They're the beneficiaries of the touchdown. There's that inside shuttle pass to Trip Palmer on the comeback from the wide receiver position, and he goes into the end zone for the 2-point try easily on a well-designed play and some good blocking, and make it 30-8 now for San Juan with 2:01 left in the half. And we will step aside, take a quick break. We'll return to Eccles Coliseum at Southern Utah University. It's the 2A state semifinals, with the Broncos now leading by 22 over Summit Academy. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce, earn a high school diploma, or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more.
Welcome back live to Eccles Coliseum, Southern Utah University, for the 2A state semifinals, with the San Juan Broncos and their Color Rush Golds leading Summit Academy now 30-8, and 4 touchdowns in the half for the Broncos. That's their first through the air on that 28-yarder from Bo Yeomans to Cole Duke, as the Broncos kind of squib kick it here. Summit Academy finds a hole in the coverage, and it'll be number 4 on the carry. Braden Dieters will take it back to their own 40. A nice little return for Summit Academy, who obviously now are desperate for points against San Juan.
Sometimes you get those squib kicks, Rhett, and they go and they take so long to get picked up because it bounces on the turf a few times that your defense overruns the coverage, and that's what you saw there and just left that lane.
And so that was Cole Duke's first catch of the game, by the way, the 28-yard touchdown pass. Yeomans now 16 of 25 on the day for 255 yards. So he's a fifth of the way to the 1,000 yards you said that Barkley saw in his dream. And there's the first turnover of the game as it's intercepted by Nash Young. He steps down the sideline. They say he stays in bounds, and if it stands, he goes down inside the 5. We do have a flag. Yeah, it's probably going to come back.
We got a flag at the 11 and a flag at the 28.
The interception will stand.
Yeah, that's great read there by Young to step in front of that and just pick that off and then come down. And anytime you got defense turning into offense, you're going to run into some blocking penalties, maybe some late hits, some block in the back. You just never know. But there's 2 flags out here, so we'll see what they call.
And it's so crazy, I didn't voice it, but I was just thinking there had not been a turnover yet in this game, and there is the first one on the interception for Nash Young.
So he had a blindside block, declined, and then a block in the back that was accepted. So, hey, you know what? You got the pick. Put your offense back out there. A minute 41 left to go in this half. Go get another touchdown.
So for Nash Young, let's see if we can find him here. That's his 3rd interception of the season. And the Broncos have it, though they didn't get the return for Young all the way down inside the 5. They'll start basically right where Summit Academy was at their own 40. And so the San Juan offense back out to try again. Here's a little flea flicker as this is pitched back to the quarterback. He throws downfield, and it's snagged out off the head of the Summit Academy defender by Trip Palmer. And that will go for 40 yards down to the 1. 1st and goal for San Juan.
And I'll tell you, Trip was actually double coverage, goes up and gets that ball on top of the helmet. But Cole Duke was streaking down the other side wide open.
So he probably would have had a touchdown. They obviously key on the big man. And the Broncos knocking on the door now once again, looking to score 4 in a row. And they'll hand to Jagger Neves, and now the offense starting to gather momentum as he goes in, as we've seen him run all year. Looks like it's actually going to be a 2-yard run. So it was probably a 39-yard pass, and we'll fix all that. But Jagger Neves goes in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. It's been all short yardage for the senior, but 3 TDs now on the afternoon.
And they scored their 2 touchdowns within 35 seconds of each other.
And the Broncos have now scored 4 in a row, and they get the old tush push here into the end zone for the 2-point try as Jagger Neves comes up super pumped. That was a team effort right there to get him across the goal line and make it 38-8 now. The Broncos up by 30. In the state semifinals. And so San Juan has now started to stretch the lead a little bit after it has taken some time to get this momentum. But, Art, you can see the offense really gathering it now and starting to gain some steam.
Well, and you saw that when we played Summit Academy at their house. And like we talked about in the pregame, Rhett, they come out and they have a lot of talent and ability on that sideline. And they come out and they play hard and fast. It's the longevity of the game. Who can outlast? Who can continue to get big plays, continue to have the momentum? And for a while there, it looked like it was back and forth. You know, it took forever for someone to score, and then Summit Academy, right after San Juan scores, go down and score. And it's like that in football a lot of times. But San Juan has just kept to what they're doing. Coaches kept calm down there, just kept calling his offense the way he wants to run it, and they've been able to extend this lead going into the minute 20 left in the first half.
San Juan's going to come into a tight kicking formation and kind of pooch/onside kick this thing. Yeah. And that's a bit unorthodox, and it does not pan out for him this time as number 42 for Summit Academy, Lucas Dinos, makes the catch up here and got hit in the shin or something. He came up a little hobble, but they'll have the ball at their own 45.
Some people may question, hey, you just got out of, you got a pick. They've shown they can move the ball on you. Why would you do that right here? Pin them deep, make them go minute 26 out of timeouts. But at the same time, in this type of game, you're in the semifinals trying to make the state championship game. When you've got the gas pedal maxed out, you just keep it on the floor. And you try to get every advantage you can to score again and again and again.
Well, Summit Academy obviously even more desperate now for points than they were before. They will be getting the ball to start the second half, but with just under 90 seconds to go here.
Delay a game.
Yeah, so they don't start the way they want to right here.
They ran a player off late, and I think that caused them to delay their snap count, so that's going to put them in the hole quick and early here on this drive.
Back to the 40 with the mark off, makes it 1st and 15 now for the Bears, who find themselves down by. San Juan has scored 4 touchdowns in a row, 5 TDs in the half now, and they use the pass to get down there. Yeoman's 17 of 26 now for just under 300 yards, but it was the 2-yard run from Jagger Neves that got him into the end zone, and that's basically been the MO for him. I was going to say, we're going to see a flag on this play as who was that in the secondary for San Juan? It looks like
Neves.
2 to me. It is Neves. I didn't know. Has he played in the secondary all year?
He roves. He plays
Jagger Neves,
linebacker, defensive end.
That is the first time I remember seeing him defend a pass. But
well, when you know a team is down like this and they're going to throw the ball, you want your best players out there in defense. And unfortunate for Jagger that time, he gets caught.
Maybe he needs to defend more passes.
Being a little too handsy.
Yeah, he interfered pretty clearly that time. So never mind about the 5-yard penalty against Summit Academy. That will erase that and move the Bears into San Juan territory for a 1st and 10 at the 45. Let's see if Neves is still in the secondary. He is over there. As McCoyak throws complete on the near side, and some moves like Jagger over here from Dieters. He's not able to get around. He didn't have enough room. He ran out of space on the near side. He does pick up 6 on this catch.
Well,
so.
he went to cut back in, and luckily for him, he decides to go out of bounds, stop that clock.
Right.
Or that clock would be ticking, and they're out of timeouts, I believe.
They are out. Yeah, I think they've called 3. Sometimes we see teams get mystery timeouts that we didn't know they have. We'll see. I think they're out of them here. 2nd down and 4 for Summit Academy. They have time since they stepped out of bounds to stop the clock. McCoyak will throw deep over the middle, and his man dives into the end zone in an attempt to catch it, but unable to make the grab, and he is slow to get up. That was Dieters down there, the intended man.
Yeah, Cole Duke has drawn the short straw in the coverage department tonight because he has probably got their 1 or 2 receiver, obviously, and they are just picking on Cole, and he's doing a fine job. He's given up 1, but he's done a fine job. That ball overthrown, but he was in good coverage there. But, yeah, Cole Duke, man, he is working his butt off there for the defense on this Broncos team.
With the incompletion, that brings up a 2nd down and 10 at the San Juan 40-yard line. That's 3rd down and 4. They've marked it, looks like 3rd down and 5, but I originally called it a 6-yard gain, so we're going to stay with that. And again, McCoyak now, I think, is starting to get some pressure, Art, and is not really pinpointing his passes like the Bears would like him to here. He overthrows his man again, 4th and 4 now.
Yeah, he sailed that one again. Same type of pass play there. Cole Duke in coverage again, number 4. They definitely want to go to him. And 2 plays back-to-back, the quarterback just misses him.
So a big 4th down, and we said it was 4-down territory before. They punted from here. We'll see what I'm assuming it's 4-down territory again with a minute to go.
And they have not used a lot of clock, so they're going to, if they don't pick this up, San Juan, we've seen them go score in a matter of seconds.
And with the momentum the Bronco offense has now, it's obviously dangerous. Summit Academy doesn't want to give them the ball back right here. They're going to fake a pitch, and now McCoyak will stand in the pocket and hit his man perfectly. The guy can't make the catch down there, and he's going to have a tough time going back over to the sideline after that drop. That was a sure touchdown with 54 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, he was wide open. That's number 19.
Bo Yeomans. We'll call his name because he doesn't play for San Juan.
Yeah, he was wide open.
Oh, my goodness.
Bo Edmonds.
Yeah, that's got to be a catch right there for Summit
cow.
Academy needing points. That would have been huge. I just said they can't give the ball back to San Juan, and, man, they had the touchdown dialed up.
San Juan comes out, empty set, trips to the right, Rhett. You know they're going for 6 here.
Did I call him Bo Yeomans?
Yes, you did.
Thank you for correcting. He's not a San Juan quarterback. Bo Edmonds. Jagger Neves gets a pass out of the backfield, so Neves really starting to wear some different caps. Okay, he's starting to wear some different caps now. And he makes a catch for 8 yards, and so, boy.
They've gone empty set here with Yeomans in the backfield. They've got trips to the left, doubles to the right.
And, they're going to get to Yeomans, and the ball is on the turf. Summit Academy is going to recover it as they get to Bo, knock the ball out of his hands, and the second turnover of the game is a fumble, as I think it was probably going to be a negative 3-yard rush, and then the fumble.
Just held the ball too long there, trying to see something develop downfield. That internal clock in the back of your head. When they play flag football, these 7-on-7s, they try to go 3-4 seconds, and you've got to have that internal clock that just says, hey, I'm at 2.5, 3 seconds here. I got to either drop down and run or throw the ball because that defense is not giving up. And here we go, 26 seconds left in this half. Summit Academy with a huge break here to get some points on the board.
Yeah, and so the Broncos have rarely turned the ball over this year, but it's a big one. Summit Academy, Makowiak is hit as he throws. It will fall incomplete, so that's a break for the Bears. That one was kind of floating in the air and would have been interceptable.
Yeah, big George McNaughton comes in there and untouched right in the middle on that blitz. Great blitz call by Coach Bowering there, and is able to get his hands up and knock the quarterback down, and that ball just goes up and down.
Man, I tell you, Makowiak, I called it. His game has gone straight downhill since I mentioned he was 5 of 7. He has only completed 3 of his last 15 attempts.
This has been the longest 2 minutes of the end of the half.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like the play clock stops after every play.
Makowiak gets pressured again. He gets away from it somehow and throws incomplete over the head of his intended receiver, Becca Meredith.
Yeah, Neves was there. He's just a little late on that, able to bring him down, but not until he gets the pass off. But I think what you've seen, we talked about this in the first quarter, Rhett, is the quarterback was not flustered. He was not pressured. He didn't have to really do anything. He could set his feet. He could survey the field. He could make his reads, and that's why they were having success down the field. Coach Barron has made some huge adjustments here in this second quarter to get pressure on the quarterback, which gets him happy feet, and we've seen some overthrown, some bad passes out of the quarterback so far.
Yeah, you said very poignantly earlier that the pass rush is the best pass defense. This time they go with a quick release, so you got to go to the quick pass to beat the San Juan D right now, and they connect for 11. Is it who makes the catch over there? Is that 45 or 15? I can't see his jersey.
We're going to get a timeout.
Got to be San Juan.
Nope, Summit Academy.
So they did have a mystery timeout.
The last one.
That's got to be their third.
That catch was by 15.
15,
thanks
thank
to
you.
Caleb Carr.
An 11-yard pass and catch. So let's see. I do have 15 on my roster. I've got that as his first catch, unless I missed one earlier, which is highly possible. Tillman Reese is that man's name. I just realized I didn't say it. The sophomore.
6 seconds, Rhett.
Yeah, I tell you.
They say you usually can run a pass play within 6-7 seconds. So
yep.
A run play definitely out of the option here if you're Summit Academy, because you're no way you're going to get out of bounds. You may be able to get to the short side of the field to the boundary in 4 seconds if you run a nice speed sweep. But I would say this could be the last play of the half. So if you're Coach Bowering, this is where I'm like, hey, we can give up a first down here. We don't want to give up the end zone. This is my best cover 4, whether I have a cover 4 blitz package or a cover 4 just basic zone, and drop everyone and rush 3. You got to do whatever you can do to keep them out of the end zone for one play.
They're at the San Juan 30. The down doesn't matter. 6 seconds left in the half. With Summit Academy trailing by 30, they need a touchdown here. They had one earlier, and it was dropped by Bo Edmonds going into the end zone. And Makowiak is flushed out of the pocket. He's going to reverse field and gets a block. He's going to try to throw from midfield now.
Nice
He does
hit.
complete the pass, but a good open field tackle by Jagger Neves. Nearly separated the man from the football, but that will be it on the half. And I tell you what, that's actually going to be a loss, or actually back to the line of scrimmage. Are we getting flags
You did
here?
have a player down over there from Summit Academy. He's up now. But, yeah, very physical last play of the half, man, for both teams.
Yep.
And San Juan just out-muscled them.
That was about a 20-yard pass for no yards right there. After Makowiak was flushed out of the pocket, was running for his life. He had lost about 20 yards and did throw. And then,
79 actually went to block a Bronco
Wow,
and
that was a big hit.
took the brunt force of that. He's rethinking that one as he walks back to the locker room.
That was
And
a
then
big hit by Jagger Neves, laid on
Neves.
Liam Larson right there, man.
He chopped a cord of wood right there.
That was actually the running back and his first catch of the game. And, man, yeah, you're right. Were you saying he's rethinking catching that or rethinking the block?
The block is 79.
Yeah.
He's still down. It looks like his ankle. So he's still on the turf as we go to half, Rhett.
Well, man, Liam Larson caught that ball for 0 yards and took an absolute clobber from Jagger Neves to end the half. So the Broncos lead it 38-8 at the break. We'll get some first half stats for you and return to Southern Utah University. San Juan leads in the 2A state semifinals over Summit Academy. Stay with us. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Utah-Navajo Health System is a series of community health centers providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care to Utah-Navajo. With operations in Blanding, Montezuma Creek, Monument Valley, Navajo Mountain, and Monticello, UNHS offers a remarkable variety of services to our patients throughout San Juan County and the northern portion of Navajo Nation.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you'll gain real-world skills and turn your talent into opportunity. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing in Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Desert Rivers Credit Union offers mortgages, low fees, and great rates for all credit scores. Enjoy local service and a nationwide ATM network. Desert Rivers Credit Union, for people, not profit.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural healthcare, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
San Juan Public Health in Blanding offers vital records, immunizations, WIC, and health education. Protect your family's health with our services. Visit 735 South 200 West or call 43558733838.
Need insurance? Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding offers auto, home, life, and health coverage. With more than 25 years experience, call 435-678-3223 or visit 60 North Main Street today.
Holiday Construction is your one-stop source for gravel, concrete, excavation services, and custom hauling. We've proudly served San Juan County with quality and dedication for over 40 years. Call Holiday Construction today at 435-678-2028. We're proud supporters of high school sports and our community.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Oh, yeah, I got it. How to nourish plant. How to rescue plant. How to, where to buy new plant.
Diamond Propane in Blanding, Utah is the only locally owned and operated propane dealer in San Juan County. Call Chas Jacobson today at 435-678-2010 to fill your tank. Diamond Propane is a proud sponsor of local high school sports.
Ready to own a home across Utah or Colorado? The Britt Barton team at Primary Residential Mortgage, with over 30 years experience, delivers custom loans, great rates, and friendly advice. Sit with Britt and begin your journey today. Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated is an equal housing lender, MLS number 3094.
Pain or injury sidelining you? Precision Rehab restores you and your loved ones back to peak performance with physical therapy in Monticello, Blanding, Montezuma Creek, and Monument Valley. Covered by most insurances. Call 435-678-3869 or visit precisionrehabutah.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Southern Utah University. It's the 2A state semifinals today. Apologies for the long commercial set there, but just trying to get everything set here as we open the halftime show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And want to take a look at some first half stats, and we differ a little bit from what Brad James has. I think I'll probably stick with mine. I have a tough time making sense of what I see on his sheets. So what I have, and of course this is completely unofficial, and it's all going to be unofficial until Max Prep sets us straight after the game is done. We'll take a look first at Summit Academy. I tell you what, rushing yardage in this game is super low, way lower than you would think, or maybe that was anticipated, but Summit Academy has 47 yards rushing in that first half. All of those from Liam Larson, because Preston McCoyak ran for 10 yards on his first carry in the first quarter, but then was sacked for negative 10 yards, so that evens out to 0. And then the 47 yards from Liam Larson on his 9 carries. The biggest one was that 31-yarder. Other than that, it was short yardage in the running game for both of these two teams. 115 yards passing in the first half for Preston McCoyak, but, man, he struggled in the second quarter to be sure. He's just completed 5 attempts after completing 5 of 7 in the first quarter. He went 5 of 18 in the second quarter, including the interception, and so he is 10 of 25 on the day so far. He does have the 1 touchdown pass, the 55-yarder to Becca Meredith, and Meredith has been the top receiver for Summit Academy in that first half. 3 catches for 65 yards, and obviously most of it coming on that 55-yard touchdown catch. Other than that, the San Juan defense has held the Summit Academy offense pretty well in that first half. And so just the 1 touchdown passing was all Summit Academy got on the board, and the interception as well. We talked about Liam Larson's ball carrying. Braden Dieters had 5 catches for 39 yards in that first half. I got Tillman Reese for 1 catch for 11 yards, and so that straightens all that out. That's Summit Academy's stats in the first half. Looking at San Juan now, and Bo Yeomans has been the main weapon, obviously, with the Summit Academy defense holding Jagger Neves to just, we'll get to it in just a second, but just 13 yards for Jagger in that first half. But he does have the 3 rushing touchdowns, but everything short yardage. His longest carry has gone for 3 yards. He just did that once. Everything else has either been 2, 1, or 0. And so the Summit Academy defense obviously well prepared for Jagger Neves and the San Juan running game. And so Yeomans, 18 of 27 in the first half for 302 yards passing. Just 1 touchdown, though, the 28-yarder to Cole Duke. That's the only touchdown pass, and that is Cole Duke's only catch in the first half. But 4 rushing touchdowns, 3 of them we mentioned from Jagger Neves, the other from Bo Yeomans, who unfortunately also fumbled the football on his last carry. So he's got 6 carries for 16 yards does Bo Yeomans. But Jagger Neves has done most of his damage in the receiving game so far. He has 2 catches for 45 yards. So almost 4 times as many yards receiving as he does carrying the ball out of the backfield. Jace Razor carried 1 time for -3 yards. Trip Palmer, the leading receiver in the first half. He doesn't have a touchdown to show for it, but he's got 7 catches for 141 yards. So he's done a lot of work to help get the Broncos downfield and get them set up for those short yardage touchdowns from Jagger Neves. Nash Young has 4 catches for 21 yards in the first half. Brig Palmer had a couple big catches. He's got 20 yards so far in the game, and we mentioned a 28-yard touchdown catch from Cole Duke. So, Art, 26 yards rushing for the San Juan offense in the first half. The Bears have obviously been super well prepared to stop the running game, so San Juan has had to go to the passing game, and 302 yards passing for Bo Yeomans in the first half.
Well, I think that's partly it, Rhett, but also it's kind of I haven't seen a lot of RPOs out of San Juan. It's been a lot of more drop back passing routes, and I don't know if that's something that Coach Christensen saw on film after the first time they played him or something he felt after the first time he played this team that he had the advantage of, but I think his play calling is definitely 80-20 as opposed to in the pass versus rush game where typically they run a lot more RPOs than they have at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to set up secondary columns for these quarterbacks because I think both of them are going to run out of space on my – I'm set up for 35 attempts in the game, and I think they're both going to go well over that since we're not going to have a running clock in this second half. But, I mean, it was a heck of a game early on. The Broncos have been able to stretch a lead in that second quarter, up by 30 now as we head into the second half. But Summit is going to get the ball to start the second half, and Art, we'll see what adjustments have been made. I wonder if maybe the shortage of RPOs comes down to you know that your opposition is going to be preparing for that, so you feel like you have to mix things up to change it on the field.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that obviously is apparent to me that they feel like their pass game, especially the down the field, they went deep quite a few times in that first half. There was something there that they wanted to exploit.
Well, we need to step aside one more time before we get this second half started. Stay with us. It'll be the third quarter kicking off in just a moment. 2A state semifinals, the San Juan Broncos leading the Summit Academy Bears 38-8 here at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. We'll return in a moment.
Planning a weekend project? Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding has paint, tools, grills, and yard supplies from top brands like Craftsman and Weber. Visit us for great deals and expert advice.
Here at Lisle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lisle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
With over half a century of combined experience, Countywide Realty has guided more deals than any other local team. From farms and ranches to homes and land, no one knows San Juan County like Countywide Realty.
Buying, selling, or refinancing. Trust Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Southeastern Utah's only locally owned title company, serving San Juan and Grand counties for over 25 years. Visit us today.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that
Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer, offers fresh meat, deli, bakery, and curbside pickup. Check BlueMountainFoods.com for weekly specials. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 64 West Center Street.
Welcome back to Eccles Coliseum, Southern Utah University. The 2A state semifinals getting set to kick off the second half now, and the San Juan Broncos donning the Color Rush Gold unis, about to kick off to Summit Academy. And they lead the Bears 38-8 as we get underway here in the second half. And we'll see if adjustments have been made from these teams. The Broncos gathered momentum all throughout that second quarter. That first quarter was a hard-fought defensive battle. But since then, the Broncos have been able to get a lot of momentum. There's a big hit by number 24 for San Juan. Jace Razor, I should know his name automatically, but has a big hit on the kick return. That will help keep Summit Academy inside their own 30 or right at their own 30 as they take over to start this second half.
Yeah, good kick coverage there by San Juan. The last time, a couple times ago, they let him get a little head of steam up there. Good breakdown there by Jace Razor. And here's where we're going to see what kind of adjustments each staff did, especially Summit Academy, to see if they can't get that ball rolling.
And Preston McCoyak, the junior quarterback for this Summit Academy Bears team, begins from the shotgun as he has all game, and it's going to be a pitch to the outside this time, and a good run by Liam Larson off the hop here for Summit Academy as they pick up 9.
Yeah, and good blocking out there by the Bears to seal out Max Stearns on that. He was right there in the backfield and unable to make that stop due to the good blocking of the Bears offense.
And I got the wrong soda, Art. I was hoping for a Mountain Dew, but I got the zero sugar Mountain Dew. I'm not sure what science experiment this is that I'm drinking here. Hopefully this won't. If I pass out, at least we know we've got a very capable play-by-play man to take the baton. And
Caleb Carr to my left.
Liam Larson again takes another handoff, and he's going to get that remaining 1 yard and more to move the chains for Summit Academy as he picks up 5. Couple good runs from the senior to start it off for Summit Academy.
Yeah, great little bounce out. San Juan had him, but was unable to make a diving tackle. You never want to dive. I used to tell my defensive guys, hey, this is not swimming. We're not diving out there. We're making tackles, so you want to square up, keep your feet moving.
Man, coaches say the most poignant and amazing things.
You never want to stop moving your feet on defense, especially when you're trying to make a tackle.
1st and 10 for Summit Academy now up at their own 44 here. McCoyak, a quick throw. It's deflected and intercepted right off the hand of the intended receiver, and Brig Young returns it inside. Brig Palmer returns it inside the 25 for San Juan as they're going downhill here into the red zone for Summit Academy.
Great read by the sophomore Brig Palmer. Just reads the quarterback, steps in that lane, and makes a huge pick. A nice return, and wow, just a great asset there. Brig Palmer has turned out to be quite the player on this team, both offensively and defensively.
I tell you what, man, McCoyak has had a tough time as that's his second interception, and now Trip Palmer is wide open, catches a pass from Yeomans, and that goes for 14 as the Broncos, I think, will have a 1st and goal here just inside the 10.
Yeah, and this Jess just told me that if we get a touchdown here, this is going to be the mercy rule.
That's true.
So
that is true.
Running clock.
So that would immediately start the clock running, that's for sure. I mean, it won't run eternally, and it's going to be an easy walk-in for Jagger Neves this time as he gets his biggest run of the game, a 9-yard touchdown run. So he's got 4 TDs on the day, and we know he was in second place as far as season rushing touchdowns. That's going to definitely move him into second place. 1 now behind Alan Moritzen from 1997. He's got 37 of those on the season now as he carries this one in for his 4th of the day. This 2-point try is thrown from Bo Yeomans behind Trip Palmer, incomplete.
That was right to him, man.
Okay, so
he just let that go right through his hands, and Trip is not happy with himself. But that went right. That was a perfectly placed ball, and I think it caught Trip off guard a little bit. It wasn't high. He didn't have to go up to that 7'2" range to catch it. It was right in his midsection. You can see it here on our replay.
I'm like, he threw it behind him. You're like, no, he threw it right to him.
Yeah.
I just glanced up to see it sail through. I thought for sure it was thrown behind, trying to give Tripp the benefit of the doubt, but Mr. Adair says, nope, that's on Tripp. So there you go. Jagger Neves, again, with his biggest rush of the game, if you can believe that. A 9-yard TD. And that makes the score 44-8, so we will have a running clock situation now for the remainder of the second half. I'd say it's a little bit more reachable for Summit Academy. If they can get in gear, they'd have to get back to within 21 to cease the running clock. And let's see, we're going to get a return for Summit Academy. No flags on the return, it looks like. They're going to get it out across their 25 to the right around the 26, 27 yard line.
Another one of those kicks that just died on the turf, and number 4 had a hard time picking it up. And then he gets a run up and just zigzags his way about 10 yards from the point of pickup before the Broncos are able to corral him and bring him down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They do mark it at the 26 after all. And the clock will obviously start running. So things are going to really change here. Summit would have to get a couple touchdowns at least. I can't do the math real quick in my head, but they would need to get it back down to within, they'd have to score 3 touchdowns, I think. So obviously it's a tough challenge. I don't think it'll be reachable, but they're just going to go to work here and keep battling. They get 3 on the ground from Leon Larson to start off. And I was going to say it's a tough go for Preston McCoyak. They had the running game working there on that series, and on his first attempt of the second half, he throws the interception, but it's tough. You can't really count that against him. It hit his receiver, bounced up, and Brig Palmer was able to intercept that. And in just a second here, we'll get this play, and then I'll get to Briggs' defensive stats. But Larson is going to take another handoff, bounces to the outside, stiff arms Jagger Neves in the face, and is able to pick up a yard, maybe 2 for his troubles.
Great tackle. Way to stick with that tackle if you're Jagger, because, he took a fist to the face on that for his efforts there.
Yeah. So it's the 4th interception on the season for Brig Palmer.
I don't know. Jagger, he's holding his hip a little bit, Rhett. Now he's squatted down. I mean, that's not good.
Not what you want to see. Not what you
holding
want to
that
see.
left hip pretty tight. He's still out there. He's a gamer.
That's for sure. Well, it's a big 3rd down and 5 here for Summit Academy, and Preston McCoyak throws another interception as Cole Duke climbs the ladder, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone for a pick 6. And that will make it 50-8 on the first defensive touchdown. That may be the first defensive touchdown of the season for San Juan. And so the Broncos really starting to stretch the lead under a running clock situation now, as Cole Duke gets his, guess what, first interception of the season, and it goes for 6. Sorry, so Jess Cornwell setting us straight. They've got, was that their 4th then? They already had 3?
I mean, they had 3 last week.
Okay, so that'll be their 4th defensive touchdown of the season. I did not mean to insult the San Juan Bronco fans with that erroneous stat report. Now we get Trip Palmer on to try the extra point kick, and he gets it this time, or was that Nash Young?
Nash is usually the holder.
So maybe it was Cole Duke kicking.
That's who's been doing the
so
kicking
Cole
duties
Duke,
lately.
I think, gets the PAT here. I'm really struggling here, Art. I need your eyes.
I was trying to write down some stuff. So
that's the way it always is for me. I'm trying to put stats down. Well, that's a tough one. So that's going to be the mystery touchdown that doesn't appear on my stat sheet. Back-to-back interceptions thrown by Preston McCoyak, and you kind of feel bad for him. He's obviously had a tough go since the start of the second quarter, and it continues on into the second half here. And so that one goes for a touchdown. 2 interceptions thrown here in this second half, and even here on his first 2 pass attempts. This one was right to Cole Duke. It did not deflect. And so the Broncos take it to the house, 51-8 with the PAT tacked on by Cole Duke. And the Broncos obviously really starting to stretch it here into possibly maybe more what we thought the score would be.
I'm going to say Cole Duke unless someone texts me that's watching the game and tells me otherwise, because we don't have a clear view of it on our replay.
And here's a return for Summit Academy out to the 40-yard line. Broncos have stopped attempting strange onside kicks here in the second half, I guess. That was kind of fun in the second quarter. But
well, Summit Academy's done a good job on their return team. They've started, for the most part, in good field position here after the Broncos have scored. They just haven't been able to capitalize in this in the second quarter or the third quarter. They really came out in that first quarter with tremendous success on some throwing plays. But I'll tell you, it only takes this Broncos staff, 10, 11 minutes into a game to make some serious adjustments to the deficiencies.
And so Summit Academy with a 1st and 10 starting from their own 40.
As I say that, one defender runs on late. They only had 10 guys out there.
Anytime we say stuff, it makes weird things happen on the field. I've noticed that. Makowiak on a scramble just takes it off left tackle himself, and he'll rattle off 11 yards to move the chains for the Bears.
Jace Razor out there and able to bring him down before he gets too much steam behind him.
So he had run for 10 yards to start the game, then was sacked for negative 10 yards, and that pushed him back to 0. Now he's got 11 after this run on 3 carries. And this time he'll do a 2-step drop and pass, connects with his receiver over here on the near side, near the 40 for San Juan. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like it'll be the 41. So that's a pickup of 7 yards or 7.5. And the first completion for Makowiak here in this second half.
And they're just trying to get some rhythm out of something here if you're the Bears.
Yeah. And he'll drop to pass again, and this time we'll air it out left side. And cutting in, maybe slowing himself down that time, was Becca Meredith, and that made it to where he couldn't bounce to the outside and get to the ball in time. It went off his fingertips incomplete. So, and he is injured. I don't know if he rolled his ankle over after he cut inside on the coverage. I believe it was Cole Duke on the coverage for San Juan. He kind of looked like he almost wanted to body Duke out of the way and give himself some open space on the sideline, but by cutting to the inside, it made it to where he couldn't get to the ball to make the catch, and now he's down on the field. Now he's up, so they're going to help him off, so this will be a very short timeout here.
Well, he's up by the assistance of two coaches. So.
So he's not getting himself off the field. My thought is that he may have rolled his ankle there when he got close to Cole Duke, but I'm not sure. I am no medical technician, that's for sure. So the offense is ready to go for Summit once they get Meredith off the field, and that has been their biggest receiver.
That's a big loss for them if he can't come back.
He's got the 55-yard touchdown catch. He's been their big main target other than Braden Dieters today.
And he usually wears number 0 for those of you that may be watching and listening, so that's why it looks different.
Yeah, we had a couple players leave their jerseys at home or lose their jerseys in some fashion or another. Meredith for
screen
Summit, and we got a screen set up. Boy, that fell into a gaggle of players that had no idea it was coming in there. Neither team, and goes incomplete. That was strange looking.
Yeah, that was a weird play. It just never develop. San Juan got a lot of pressure quick, and I know you're releasing, but typically on a screen you want to hold for at least a 1 count. Most coaches teach that. Some coaches teach immediately get off, but give them a bump, then let them go. Gives your quarterback at least a second to drop back, and then your route runner to get. And I don't think the route runner got into his route. He never turned around and looked for the ball, and the quarterback was too hurried.
Yep. And boy, that's been the story for this San Juan D. They were having trouble getting pressure early, but since they've been able to get to Makowiak, they get to him here, but he gets free and completes a pass. That was a beautiful play for Makowiak.
Not good, Rhett. Max Stearns comes in on fire blitz here, and he runs immediately into 2 other players going to the turf with his right knee, and he is in some major pain down there.
Wowzers.
He has had some injuries, and he is not in good shape down there on the turf right now.
Well, I thought it was 45 on the jersey for Summit Academy, but I don't.
Yeah, watch this replay here, Rhett. He just gets knee just bent right back by those 2 big hog mollies going to the turf. And
I hate that's definitely my least favorite play in football is involving legs. Like
you're running he's going full steam ahead, and just his knee just hits right into the shoulder pad helmet area of 2 guys going down to the turf and blocking each other, and they just never good on the receiving end for the guy that gets hit in the lower extremities.
Well, so the Broncos have an injured player. We'll step aside while we've got this injury timeout. 5:40 left in this third quarter. We do have a mercy rule in effect with the San Juan Broncos leading the Summit Academy Bears now 51-8 in the 2A state semifinals. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Canyonlands Tire and Blanding offers top quality tires, auto repairs, and fast service. Stop by for all your tire needs. Your local tire experts at Canyonlands Tire.
At Red Mechanical, we believe strong communities start with strong support. and that includes cheering on our local high school athletes. We've proudly served the four corners with dependable HVAC and plumbing solutions, keeping homes and businesses comfortable season after season. From the field to your front door, we're here for you. Red Mechanical, proud supporters of high school sports and our local communities.
Welcome back to Eccles Coliseum at Southern Utah University. As the Broncos had an injured player, it was Max Stearns, you said, right?
Yes, and he's been huge for them coming back from injury in the middle of the year.
Little double reverse here. They're going to have the halfback pass ultimately knocked away. I'm very thankful for that because that would have confused my brain over here on the stat sheet. That would have gone as an uncounted play. Any of those things when they do a flea flicker or halfback pass or something, it kills me. But thankfully it goes incomplete for Summit Academy here. And so, yeah.
And San Juan does have some seconds out there. That was Grady Lacey in coverage. He's a senior that gets playing time in these situations, and he does a good job at recovering on that pass play.
McCoyak will connect with his man on this play, and I think that's going to go for 9, maybe 10 yards as he hits Braden Dieters here now with Becca Meredith out of the game. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like 9. So a 9-yard pass for McCoyak, and obviously they're hurrying the offense up a little more than they have today with, well, never mind. They're going to call a timeout.
Well, the ref stopped the clock there, Jess, to replay the ball, but the clock's still running. Is that still by rule, or when he stops the clock, should that have stopped?
I wonder if it did not begin to roll after the injury timeout, and so they're running some time off.
Well, so he just gave a first down. So take
okay.
the third down off the board.
Well, yeah, and not only that, I guess I'll have to change that to a 10-yard pass. They always keep it easy for us. And so McCoyak brings him to the line of scrimmage again, and we've got that fixed. McCoyak has time, throws into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown, and maybe a little bit of taunting there from Becca Meredith. So it's good to see Becca Meredith back in the game, and he makes the TD catch right here. So he was the man who was injured, so apparently not too severely. And so back on the board are the Summit Academy Bears. And I didn't even see where that originated. Was that a 20-yard pass? Or about the 20? So we'll give it a 20-yard pass and call it good. My stats are always unofficial, of course. And we can hear people in the crowd yelling pass here. They're going to get to McCoyak.
Brig Palmer.
And Brig Palmer sacks him on the 2-point try. So that was merciless. And Brig Palmer thwarts that 2-point try with gusto right there. And so the touchdown pass makes it 51-14, but they can't tack on the extra point. And 3 straight completions for McCoyak on that series. Moves him up to 14 of 32 on the day. I'm guessing we're going to see more from him. But we do have a mercy rule in effect. 51-14 now for San Juan. We'll step aside for a real quick break and return to Southern Utah University. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, the 2A state semifinals.
San Juan Building Supply in Blanding has lumber, tools, and building materials for any project. Enjoy quality products and expert advice. Call 435-678-2000 or come in and see us at 1050 South Main Street.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration in Blanding offers top quality auto body and glass services. Visit us on North Grayson Parkway or call Jackson at 435-485-0069 today.
San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. San Juan Credit Union, your money, your future, your credit union.
Welcome back to Southern Utah University on a beautiful day in Cedar City. It's the 2A state semifinals. The San Juan Broncos leading the Summit Academy Bears 51-14. The Bears, of course, attempting an onside kick after their touchdown, but unsuccessful as Brig Palmer scooped it up for San Juan. And so the Broncos wearing the Gold Rush Gold unis, or Color Rush Gold unis today. Summit Academy in road white. And the Broncos with an extra guy on the field. They got to send him off.
And they got those 2 running backs in.
And it's Jace Razor carrying this time for San Juan, and he's going to spin his way ahead for 4, maybe 5.
He made a lot out of nothing there.
Yeah,
he
no
was
kidding.
hit immediately in the backfield and just able to keep churning, keep spinning, and pick up some quality yards there on first down.
Going to be a 5-yard carry for the junior. His second touch of the game as they start.
Does that take him out of the negative?
It does. It is now 2 yards in the positive.
Oh, right
so
on.
that's
all
what
we're looking for.
That's what he wanted to do right there. That's all you got to do. You can go sit on the bench now. No, that's not true.
We're always looking to get out of the negative.
Yeah, we are going to see.
You got to accentuate the positive. Name that song.
That is that is a song. I was going to say. That's. I'm guessing we're going to start seeing some new faces here in the second in this.
Jace Razor
remainder of the
again,
game.
Rhett.
Yeah, and he'll carry this time for 7. So back-to-back carries for the junior, moves the chains for San Juan.
And I think if you're San Juan, this is exactly what you want to do at this situation. You want to run the ball. Not that the clock's going to stop on an incomplete pass, but at the same time, just keep moving the chains. If you don't have to throw it down the field, don't. Just move the chains, get in the end zone. I wouldn't fault him here for throwing the ball either up 51-14. You want to put this thing away and out of reach, and it's a semifinal game. These are the 4 best teams in the state. Go score points.
And I'm going to say here, I've got a commentary with Jess Cornwell here in just a second, but is this Razor again on the carry? Harden on the carry. His first touch of the day will go for 0. And I'm going to say that Max Preps will set it straight. Nobody can pick it. It's such a crazy shuttle pass that San Juan does inside. Brad James, I'm just going to throw him under the bus and say he probably didn't catch it and called that a running play. So we're looking at 4 yards negative in the running game for San Juan on Brad James's stats, but he hasn't watched San Juan all year, and man, that shuttle pass is so sneaky.
Sometimes it's 2 yards in front of Bo, and sometimes it's right in the vest.
Yeah, and it's most times it looks like a handoff.
Mike and Keith on the reception.
So Miken's first catch of the night, or the afternoon, I should say, and that's going to go for 8. As we'll have to, that's the first completion, first attempt for Bo Yeomans here in the second half. Sorry,
I
Art.
think Coach is just trying to reward his players here that don't get a lot of the some of these guys are actually out there on first team, and they get a lot of reps, but they don't get targets. And that's one thing I've really been impressed with Barkley and his coach staff is they try to reward those players throughout the season that are the grinders. And that's how you get so many people to stay on your team. Is you show them there's a chance that you're going to give them that opportunity.
Yeah, and you like to get that chance. Obviously, late in games, the Broncos have had a lot of chances to do that, to get underclassmen in, and those guys who don't get all those reps, as Jace Razor carries for a couple here. That should be enough to move the chains. Yep. Looks like he got 3. So Razor has come on to take over, it looks like, the running duties. Razor and Harden are going to take over for Jagger Neves.
Going to be the quarter.
And that will, it looks like they're going to just let time expire. Running clock again here in this second half of the Broncos up 51-14. Hey, Art, the Broncos are up to a massive 50 yards rushing in this game now as they really start to pile them on here late in the game.
When's the last time that they were under 80 yards or 100 yards rushing? But it has, listen, sometimes you got to do what it takes to get the win, and obviously this is what it's taken this morning is go out there and kind of be a little unorthodox and don't do the RPOs and heavy run dose and catch Summit Academy with some passing, some turnovers. And I think on all sides of the game, outside of the first 6 minutes there where it was just a defensive struggle, San Juan's offense has come out and they've done what they need to do to win, and their defense has stood up and given up some things here and there, given up 2 touchdowns obviously. But at the end of the day, they have had takeaways, they've had big stops, just a tremendous effort, and you wouldn't expect anything less out of this group of kids.
Well, that is the end of the third quarter, and this group of kids is leading the other group of kids 51-14 as we head into the final frame. We'll step aside for a real quick break. Looks like they're about ready to go. We'll return for the start of the fourth quarter. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Diamond Propane in Blanding, Utah is the only locally owned and operated propane dealer in San Juan County. Call Chas Jacobson today at 435-678-2010 to fill your tank. Diamond Propane is a proud sponsor of local high school sports.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers adults with technical, business, and college skills to join the workforce. Earn a high school diploma or GED. Visit a USU Learning Center or email gina.grover@sjsd.org to learn more.
Welcome back live to Eccles Coliseum, Southern Utah University. The Broncos did run a play during those commercials there, and so we are underway in the fourth quarter. It was
that little shuttle pass to
shuttle
Brig.
pass for a couple yards to Brig Palmer. I'll get that on in a second, but Yeomans has already taken the snap, hands off to Harden this time. Harden, 2 yards in a cloud of dust here. Just looks like they're going to only give him 1 yard in a cloud of dust. There's no dust on these fields anymore, man.
No, and I'll tell you,
cloud of pellets. That's hilarious.
one thing I noticed yesterday in all those games, because I was here, sat through all those games, there was a lot of footing issues yesterday. I haven't seen that today in this game, so I'm not sure if what happened, the difference of the day. Maybe it's because it's early in the day and it's not, the moisture. I don't know what it is. I'm just guessing here, but yesterday there was a lot of kids having some foot issues on this turf. And San Juan, they play on turf every so often, so they probably have turf shoes on.
Yeomans is going to go toward the goal line, throws it out of bounds, incomplete, but had a man down there who was able to adjust to that ball pretty well, unable to pull it in. It wouldn't have been a catch anyway.
Yeah, it just sailed outside the boundary. But going back to that, there are turf cleats and there are cleats for grass.
Cleats.
Different shape, different size, different length. And I think San Juan, they play on enough turf throughout the year and Coach has been to this game enough. He probably has the shoe down to a science for this field.
Yeomans had completed 7 passes in a row before that incompletion. We're going to need to get shirts made for that art. Cleats. I wear cleats. That's a good one.
I like it.
Yeomans drops back to throw. Oh, that was nearly a circus catch by Brig Palmer in coverage, but off the fingertips, incomplete. And that's a turnover on downs, actually. So the Broncos will give the ball back to Summit Academy. Not necessarily how you wanted to finish that drive right there for San Juan, but it stalls, obviously completely stalls into the ground here as Summit Academy will get the ball back at their own 30 or thereabouts. But the Broncos continue to lead 51-14 with a running clock here in the fourth quarter. 9:30 left in this game now. And let's take a look. We may have a new guy at quarterback for Summit Academy. Yeah, so that's new. Now that I've taken the time to make a new column for McCoyak, we'll get another guy in there. Let me see if I can figure out who this guy is.
Number 7 is a quarterback. 15 caught it, and he's going to move the chains.
Wow, so that's a 12-yard pickup. Yeah, let's figure this out.
So your quarterback's going to be
Creighton Anderson. So
I think Summit Academy has
conceded
the game and said, hey, let's get some of these young guys in there, get some experience for next year going forward.
Thank you for calling those numbers, too. I'll be able to get that. We get is this a run here?
Inside handoff, number 31.
All right, so Liam Larson carries for a couple. Let's get that down.
Yeah, bring up, that's a gain of about 3 yards.
And Tillman Reese is the man who caught that earlier pass, so we need to give him those 12 yards, and I think we're in business. With a new quarterback, Creighton Anderson, handing off. I'm guessing this is Larson. It is. He fumbled it right to himself on a perfect rugby bounce, and he's going to pick up 11 yards and a first down. Almost like he planned that.
That's the hard way to get the first down right there, but it makes for great highlight
at
the end of the year.
Make people think you're fumbling, then you're like, nah, I'm just kidding. I'll keep that. Thank you.
I don't know if you give that as a first down run or first down pass. I don't know. That's just kidding.
Don't confuse us even more, man. We're dying up here. There's a pass complete. Suddenly this kid's come in off the bench and is completing passes. That's going to go for 4.
Well, you do have a lot of seconds in here on defense for the Broncos.
Right. And let's see, that's Braden Dieters on the catch. He's been one of their main targets today, so they continue with that. And Anderson will drop back, throws a wobbler over to the far side. He will complete it. Flags come in late, but it's a 1-yard pass depending on what happens here with the flags.
It was a nice catch because it was great coverage by, I believe, Andrew Nilsson, number 25. And just a great catch in tight coverage.
That was Dieters again, but we'll see if the play stands.
You're going to have a personal foul?
Was that a hold? He threw the Bronco
Holding.
guy down. Yeah, that was pretty odd. We had a great replay of that on our footage. Obviously, our footage is not going out for anybody to see but us, but there's a state-sanctioned video for these games once you get to the semifinals or the semifinals. Quarterfinals are at home sites, and so you're able to stream video there, but it becomes state-sanctioned in the semis. So the holding is going to mark Summit Academy back to their own side of midfield here, as if it wasn't going poorly enough for them. Now with a running clock and 7.5 to go in the game, they'll hand off to Larson. He's trying to break free over there. He is going to get some pretty good yardage. That'll go for 10 yards for Larson. And again, it's kind of like the backup defense here for San Juan now, really starting to spread into some of these guys who haven't been out for the whole game. So getting these starters some rest now. Flags fly as Summit Academy bounces to the outside, but it's going to most likely come back on a hold as the Bears having trouble executing in the blocking right now on this series. Of course, there's always that phrase thrown out that there's holding on every play, and it's all about what the ref catches, but they're obviously not conspiring against Summit Academy here. I'm guessing these are pretty obvious right in their faces to be calling them here.
Well, and I don't know my stats like yours, Rhett. You missed some things here and there, but I have 2 penalties on the Broncos. They've done a fantastic job in that area tonight of not getting called, and 9 on the Bears.
And a little bit of a delay here. Not sure.
I think they're trying to figure out the spot.
We had a guy tying a shoe. I don't know if that was a factor, but they're going to mark the ball back now. The ref had marked it off on the far side, but that's not his job. So the guy with the ball marks it back. So back-to-back holding calls on Summit Academy. We'll give them a 3rd down and long. I guess they ran a play in between there, but Anderson, the new quarterback, is going to throw it left side. And, wow, everybody went for the ball for San Juan. I thought it was going to be knocked away, but a great catch over there. We'll go for 14 or 13. And that will move him closer, but it's still 4th down and 4.
And Meredith with a great catch out there.
Thank you for calling that name. And we'll get to that in a minute. Anderson guns it over the middle and connects with a man, and that's going to go into the end zone for Meredith. That will be a 42-yard touchdown pass for the backup quarterback for Summit Academy. And so that's how they wanted to do that, as he missiled one over the middle and connected with Meredith, who's been one of their big targets today. And the near side stands are pretty quiet after that one, understandably. So Anderson comes in off the bench and just proceeds to complete all 4 of his passes.
Go for 2 points again here.
And there were 2 catches there for Meredith. I'll have to get to that in a sec, but they're going to hand off to Larson here. He'll try to run it into the end zone for 2, unable to do so as the Broncos stop him at the 1. And that was a 13-yard catch for Meredith, followed by the 42-yard reception for the touchdown. And so the passing touchdown gets them on the board again here in the second half. The starting quarterback, McCoyak, threw 2 interceptions. Oh, excuse me, that's their second passing touchdown here in this second half. So they've got the 3 TDs, and that makes the score 51-20, but we do have 6:01 left in the game under the mercy rule here, so the clock will run for the majority of the time here, as I'm guessing we're going to maybe see a new quarterback for San Juan come in right here as well. We'll see. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah, you go in and delete your column, hide your column, and then
that's all I have to do.
It's going to be a change.
That's all I have to do, yeah. That's okay.
Make you earn your money.
That's right. And we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if a new guy comes in, who it might be. But I don't know. Maybe Bo will finish the game. Here's Summit Academy with another onside try, and that was nicely fielded again by Brig Palmer. Why they keep kicking to that guy?
I don't know what the rule on that is, Jess. Maybe you can help us out here. But Brig goes down to the knees, collects that, and then Somebody County Bear just comes in there and headhunts, to me it looks like. Is that not a personal foul?
Well, he didn't make a connect. He didn't hit him. If he'd have hit him, it obviously would have been.
He went over the top of him.
He
skimmed him.
It was intense for sure. He was diving. We'll get a good look at that on our
we
replay.
go down here, and then he skims right. I mean,
Yeah, he definitely
that kind of
mistled
stuff. I have a bad taste in my mouth, Summit Academy, after that game. That's the game my son got hurt in on a dirty play. And there's no one happier than, maybe all those players and coaches but me to get this victory out of here tonight.
Well, guess who's still in there for San Juan? Bo Yeomans, and so I'm guessing he'll finish it out here as he'll hand off to, is that Harden here or
nope.
Razor? Razor will get 2 hard-earned yards, and he gets his jersey ripped off as well. So Razor carries for the first time here in this fourth quarter. This is the first time, actually second time San Juan's had it in the fourth quarter. And 2 hard-earned yards for the junior there. So these are the kids that we'll see next year, obviously, for San Juan. Razor and Harden in at running back now, taking over for Jagger Neves, who had a somewhat unproductive day yardage-wise, but, man, he scored 4 rushing touchdowns for San Juan. So I don't know what else you can say. Not a whole lot of yardage, but he tallied some touchdowns, and that's ultimately all that matters. As Razor is stopped here after no gain on a carry up the middle into a crowd. And again, we are down with a running clock down under 4.5 minutes to go. If the Broncos can move the chains here, Art, they could go a long way towards just closing this thing out without Summit Academy getting the ball back. But it is a 3rd down and 8 here. Ball really close to midfield here, just on the Summit Academy side of the 50. As Yeomans brings him up to the line of scrimmage again, they'll split 2 wide right, 1 to the left. He's got Razor and Harden in the backfield to his left and right. Throws complete to the right side to Brig Palmer, I believe.
Yep.
Not much, maybe 3 yards, so it'll bring up a 4th down and about 5.
And we may see the quick punt here. We're going to bring in someone. Oh, Bo comes over to talk to Coach Christensen. And I love Coach Christensen's intensity, man. It don't matter if he's beating you 80-0 or by a score of 6. He's still intense coaching. That's the one thing about him that I just love as a coach. And he's just always out there coaching those kids no matter what the situation.
We're going to send you down there here in a little bit to see if you can talk with him and some other folks, and he may not have a voice out there today. We'll see. I know he loses it every week. So
yeah, he's going to get a timeout here. And see, just like that, most coaches, you're up 51-20, 3 minutes left. They'll be like, just go out there and punt it. He wants to talk things over. Let's see if they come out with a little wrinkle of their own here to try to pick up this 4th down.
Yeah. Well, Friday Night Lights today on Red Rock 92. Audio only on StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Diamond Designs, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled nursing and rehab facility in a caring setting. Jones and DeMille Engineering, from infrastructure to quality of life, engineering the future of rural communities. Napa Motor Parts, get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello. Peterson Medical, providing high-quality home health care to Utah residents for over 50 years. San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. And Westcott Motors, San Juan County source for quality, affordable vehicles, westcott-motors.com. And I think I've got 3 more that I haven't listed to close it out here today. They are going to do the short punt. That's a beautiful spiral. And it digs in at the 5, and the Broncos will pin Summit Academy inside the 10 at the 8. That was nearly a perfect kick for Bo Yeomans, and he's dancing after that one. As that thing was a spiral, I thought for sure that was going to go into the end zone, but indeed he's able to keep it out. We'll step aside real quick and take a break as Summit Academy comes on to get the football. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has offered top medical care in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley. Visit sanjuanhealth.org for our services. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
Welcome back live to Southern Utah University as we're going to get I guess a run here, maybe a short run for Larson. 1 yard, we'll put that in. And Larson, let's see, they're going to throw on second down and flags fly. Art is headed down to the field to try to get some interviews for us here in just a little bit, so we'll see how that works. We got an interesting setup where we got a system of headphones that will try to make it happen. So we got Jess Cornwell, who stepped in to take over Art's headset temporarily.
I don't know about takeover.
Well, we've got the I'm not sure what these flags are. Maybe you can give us some insight here.
Coming from the back judge, so that's kind of unusual. He usually only calls the delay game and pass interference.
It's on San Juan, so.
Oh, he's got 12 men on the field.
Okay, there you go. So the Broncos had too many. That can happen,
happen
when you have underclassmen in and you get kind of mixing things up and getting guys out on the field who haven't been playing all game. So we're down to just 2 minutes to go in this with a running clock situation. Creighton Anderson, who's taken over for Preston McCoyak, throws right side, incomplete through the hands of his intended receiver. And I think both teams now are starting to get some guys out who haven't been playing all game. And so that'll be second down and 10. The penalty for San Juan moved the chains. That ball's, I thought, deflected, but it does make its way to the receiver. And they're going to never bring him down but stop his forward progress over there.
Got about 8.
8 yards on the gain. I didn't see who caught the ball.
Number 0? 2? Can't see him from this angle. It's really hard.
And I ended up getting back
7.
up. Okay. So 7 makes the catch for 8 yards.
He's got 3. 7 was the passer, 3 was the
Oh,
receiver.
gotcha. Okay. And it looks like a penalty on Summit Academy. Was this a hold? Yeah, it's going to go for 10 full yards, so must have been a hold. That was Becca Meredith on the catch. We'll get that on his column. And now the ball deflected coming out of Creighton Anderson's hands. Falls incomplete, and another flag. Flags are really starting to fly here late in this game.
That actually penalty would have negated that pass reception, so it was
okay.
No play.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. And so, yeah, I'm probably giving stats that are not correct here. We'll have to maybe pull those off. I didn't realize the penalty was on that play, I guess. So, yeah, so
something on San Juan. I didn't get that. So.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I didn't get it turned up in time. So we got a second down and 10 nonetheless for Summit Academy as Anderson will drop back in the shotgun. Throw over the middle, and it's complete to Dieters, and Dieters makes a move into the middle of the field, and he's going to go all the way down near the San Juan 30. That'll be a pickup of, let's count it off
from
here.
the 29 to the 31, so that's 29 and 29.
That's
no,
hard.
that's 21 and 29, so it's 50-yard pass.
All right. Thank you, sir. So 50-yard pass for Anderson. He's come on, and obviously against the second-string defense for San Juan, he's gotten a lot of yardage here. And that was Dieters who made the catch that time, so that adds 50 to his stats as well.
And we've got a timeout on South Summit. They must want to
They must want to score, yeah.
Summit Academy must want to score one more time.
So they stop the clock with 1:11 to go. The Broncos up 51-20 here in this one. While we've got a timeout, let's take a quick break, and we'll return to Southern Utah University. It's the 2A state semifinals on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Here at Utah Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Welcome back to SUU as Anderson throws over the middle. And I tell you what, this is Jess, unfortunately, that's the same kid who dropped a sure touchdown before, and he dropped it again. Bo Edmonds has no catches on the day, and that is 2 that he dropped on the doorstep going in. And
he should have 2
TDs. Yeah, you feel a little bad for him. He should have had 2 TDs today, but drops that one, and so no dice. And over the middle, Anderson this time I think completes it to him here, so he's going to get 4 yards on his first actual catch of the day. That's tough.
And we've gotten out of timeout, South Summit.
So Summit Academy taking timeouts right now with the running clock, trying to preserve some points here. And, yeah. This will come with 38 seconds to go. Again, the Broncos up by 31 in the game. So they got enough here in the second half to get the clock rolling on the mercy rule situation, and since then have just been cruising. And right now, obviously, the backup defense for San Juan is when Summit Academy has gotten most of their production in this thing with their backup quarterback in, Creighton Anderson. And they're going to try to close it out with points here in the semifinals and their final possibly couple plays here of the season. And I don't know, depending on if they can reset on the line of scrimmage or what happens on this play, it could be the final play of the season for Summit Academy. We'll see.
Yeah, they still have one timeout left, I believe.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
So I think they can.
So they can stop it one more time. Anderson sends a man in motion out of the backfield. Now has a little bit of time. Floats one up in the air. It's going to be knocked away, but pass interference as never really turning around to locate that football was the defender for San Juan, Quincy Singer. So he defended, but he didn't defend it properly, I guess, is the ruling here. So that'll move the chains.
So it'll be half the distance. The ball will probably be at the 13. 13.
So it will be a 1st and 10 for Summit Academy. They could get a first down. That did take some time off the clock, down to 21 seconds remaining, and now the clock will roll. So this may be the final play of the game right here. As Anderson drops back, throws into the end zone, and making the catch finally in the end zone is Bo Edmonds. That will actually stop the clock with 10 seconds to go. So if it had been an incompletion, I think that would have been the last play, but Edmonds finally gets his touchdown catch. He should have had 2 before, but he gets the 13-yarder right here. So good for him. I know I kind of felt a little bad for him, Jess, dropping a couple that would have been sure touchdowns earlier. Rough situation, but.
Yeah, these are garbage points, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely token stuff at this point of the game. That's a nice kick through the uprights for Summit Academy, so they add the 1 point.
That's by number 27, the guy that threw the incomplete pass on the fake punt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go, the kicker. So Creighton Anderson comes out. We'll get to his stats at the end of the game here, but it'll be all unofficial, of course. But, man, 7 of 9 for 142 yards is what I have him for, and that's it. Time expires. So that is the end of the game. The Broncos win it. They just wiped the score off the clock before I even had a chance to look at it. Anybody remember what the score was? My goodness.
Man.
I can't remember if it was 50 or 51. And I never even got to see the final score. So we'll try to get it. We'll take a break. And I think it was 51-29 ultimately right there with the 7 points. But we'll figure that out in just a sec. We'll take a break. We'll try to hear from Art Adair down on the field. Looks like it was 51-27. I don't know if that includes the extra point they kicked at the end or not.
They're walking away, so yeah.
All right, so yeah, 51-27 is what we're showing. So 51-27, the final. The Broncos will advance to the state championship game for the 5th year in a row as they defeat Summit Academy here today in the semifinals. We'll take a break. We'll have some on-field interviews in just a moment. Stay with us. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Need fast internet in San Juan County? Emory Telcom delivers blazing fast fiber with no contracts and free installation. Power your home with reliable connectivity. Visit emorytelcom.com for details today.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
In career and technical education, your classroom is more than a place to learn. It's where your future begins. Here, you will learn real-world skills, explore your passions, and turn your talent into opportunity. Whether you are drawn to healthcare technology, trades, or design, CTE helps you take that next step with confidence. Learn the skills, build your dream, and step into your career. Starting today.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook. Welcome back to Eccles Coliseum. It is Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Audio only on StreamUtah.Live. It's our coverage of the 2A state semifinals. They're just finishing up the meeting on the field with the San Juan Broncos, who win it here today 51-27 over Summit Academy. And the 2A state semis advance to the state championship game here this afternoon, and for the 5th time in a row. And the Broncos will take on either South Sevier or South Summit. And so that will be happening next week at Zions Bank Stadium. And that game against South Sevier and South Summit is at 4 this afternoon. So that'll be after the game that's about to get underway right now, which is Kanab and somebody. I'm not sure. Is this Kanab right now, or is Kanab the nightcap tonight? Okay, North Summit right now. So that's what's going on right now. We do have Art Adair down on the field, so I'm going to start with some stats, but he's going to bust in if he gets anybody to talk to and let us know he's ready to talk. So we'll probably here on the postgame show just interrupt our stat readings here and just give it over to Art whenever he has an interview, just because I know it's kind of crazy down there. It's amazing how fast they rush things here at SUU. Obviously, you got to have 2 new teams coming in, so coaches, broadcasters, and everybody got to push us out of our rooms, and then they obviously got to push the teams off the field as well to get the new teams going.
All right, Red.
All right.
We're down here live, and right now I'm with Cole Duke. Heck of a game, Cole. Thank you. Give me your impressions of it.
We tried to come out flying. We kind of started off slow, but then we bounced back. I was covering 3, their best receiver. He scored a fade on me, but then I just bounced back.
We talked about that in the broadcast, how it looked like every guy you were on, they were going to, and you had the 1 or 2 guy all the time, and you did a tremendous job. You did give up 1, but you did a great
bounce back.
Yeah, you did a great job coverage. Your defense did a good job. Talk about the pick 6.
I was just reading quarterback. My guy went in on kind of a quick slant. I pointed it, went up from the other side and scored.
Cool. You're tremendous on that. Both sides of the ball, you have a fantastic game. Tell me, what's your biggest motivation?
Probably all the fans and stuff, and all the underclassmen watching, looking up to me. I just feel like it motivates me more and more, seeing them wanting to be more like me and stuff.
You guys just came out and grinded. That first quarter was kind of slow.
Yeah.
Defensively back and forth. You had some good stuff, and then you kind of opened up. What was the halftime speech like from the coaches going in at halftime?
Just to keep down on the pedal, keep going. No matter what the score was, just keep going and trying to score.
Okay, well, Cole, you're on to the state game next week up in Harriman. Looking forward to that.
Yes, sir.
Any last thoughts here before you make that next step to that 5th state championship?
No, we're just going to go out and win and dominate.
Okay, congratulations again.
Yep.
Awesome game.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to you, Rhett, and we will find someone else here real quick.
Okay, thanks, Art. Doing some yeoman's work down there on the field. We appreciate his effort. He'll bust in again at some point. We're going to go with some unofficial stats, and I've got what I've got here. I know things kind of turned weird there in the second half. Jess, I know you've got some stuff there too. Maybe you can correct me as we go. I think Art's actually ready with another interview, so we'll turn it over.
I'm going to try to shotgun this because they're going to kick us out of here. So we're going to talk to quarterback Bo Yeomans. Bo, we noticed early on and throughout this game that you guys were looking to pass a little more. Was that a game plan that you guys came out with?
No, not really. We just kind of came out and realized they were packing the box, and yeah, we had to get something. We couldn't have the run game going like that. It's hard to run the ball when they have the box completely packed full of guys.
I think Jagger had 4 touchdowns, but only around 80 yards, Red. I'm not sure if you have that there, but
22, man.
22 yards is what he had. You had some fantastic reads out there, and then you put some balls in some good spots.
Yes, sir.
What were you seeing on the field?
No, it's just.
What did he have, Jagger?
We practice these reads all week to where it almost just becomes second nature. So, just out there doing what I can and letting my guys win.
You get in the end zone on that touchdown where it looked like it was an option, and they covered that, and then they just opened up, the sea parted, and you took it in the end zone. Walk me through that play.
So we've been running that play in practice, and it's never came to where I run the ball. It's always pump to one side, come back and throw to Jagger. But I pumped one side, came back and saw Jagger was covered. I was like, shoot, might as well try and get it in.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations. A huge win for you guys. Look, you started off slow, but you build the momentum like you always do. Congratulations, Bo. Look forward to next week in Harriman.
Okay, thank you.
Bo Yeomans, ladies and gentlemen.
Good work. Good work down there, Art. I'm assuming you're going to try to get someone else. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Jagger here real quick.
Okay.
And talk to him. We're gonna put Jagger on here. He's looking good and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad's here to back him up. Let's walk over here. It's kind of loud here by these speakers. Jagger, the running game really wasn't there tonight, but the passing game was. But you still had 5 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns?
Yeah. It was 4.
Just short yardage. But tell me, what was it like in today's game?
I just let the other guys eat, I guess. They packed the box. We knew they were going to do that, so we had to come out fast. And so.
Defensively, you had some big hits. What were you feeling like playing defensively out there?
Feels good.
You look like you were having fun.
Yeah.
You had a big hit to end the half. I mean, you lit him up.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it was a good game, and it's good that you can, if you're not having a good running game, the passing game opens up, and they use you in that too. On those little wheel routes, you get outside. Man, that music's killing me here.
Yeah.
But any thoughts on this game? What'd you take away from it?
It was fun. It was great competition. Those guys came out wanting to win, so we had to fire out. So
yeah, it's always, that game to me is probably the best game of the year. When you played the first time and this time, probably the state championship game in my mind. But we'll look forward to that next week and see. Do you have who would you like to see next week in this next game? South Summit.
I want to play South Summit.
Oh, really? It's out over South Severe. Yeah, I kind of picked that too. But so, how are you feeling after this game? You said it kind of hurt a little bit. Are you okay?
I feel great.
Okay, we saw you out there a little bit with the hip. Is that okay? You feel good?
Just a stinger. I'm good.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week, Jagger. Huge game on the. Didn't have to run a lot tonight to get 4 touchdowns. You keep climbing that state ladder and achieving things that, you know, you passed Cole Conway. Not Cole. Yeah, Zach Conway. How does that feel?
Feels great. I'm going to go brag to him.
Well, congratulations. Good game.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Art, it's amazing how well we can hear you when they turn the music down for a minute.
Man, I tell you, I'm going to go catch Barkley real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll send it back up to you.
We actually can see you. They're putting the pretty guy on the video for us right now.
Yeah,
so
well, we'll talk to Barkley, and hopefully we can hear us over this music. Coach, assessment of that game overall.
You know, obviously we struggled a little bit early on. They had a really good game plan. They were going to make us, you know, start airing it out. They were packing the box and playing zero. And for the most part this year, when teams have tried that, Jagger's still able to get loose. They had a good plan, and you know, that's when we just have so many weapons. We can start airing it up. And so I was glad that how fast our kids were able to adjust to get things going.
There was a couple of acrobatic catches by Tripp where he went up and had to take it out of the air. Talk about his athleticism and what that means. I mean, he's usually a good foot taller than most defensive backs.
Yeah, it's just, he's obviously just different. I mean, when you're coaching a Division I athlete, like, that's just the luxury of, you know, you don't even have to have the perfect play call most of the time. You can just throw it up and he's going to go get it.
That first quarter, it was a defensive battle back and forth, and then you guys sprung away and got a touchdown, and then they come right back and score. What was the mindset going into that after they scored right there?
Yeah, I was excited. I was like, all right, here we go. We got a game. Like, let's go, baby. Like, they're ready to play. Like, a lot of teams will just roll over like they see the helmet and it's over, right? And they weren't. They were ready to play. Their kids were coming out fired up and talking a little bit. And it's a good wake-up call for our kids because every team at this stage is, of course, going to believe they can win. So you have to bring it every single game. Nobody's just going to roll over for it.
Defensively, you had some picks, you had some turnovers. Talk about how big your defense was for this game.
Man, they don't get enough credit, I think, because usually we're scoring so fast we put teams away. But it seems like the last 4 years, whenever we've been in a defensive stalemate type of a game, our defense always steps up and does what they need to do to get the win.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch how they would bend but not break, and then right at the end of the half, that last play, your defense comes out, you got lots of pressure. In the first quarter, we weren't getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He was able to really set his feet, get into his progression, and throw some deep balls. I know you're integral in every aspect of the game here. What was the little adjustments between the first and second quarter on defense that we saw that you started getting pressure on that quarterback a lot more?
Yeah.
And he made some bad decisions, errant throws.
Exactly. I think a big thing is, for whatever reason, when you get into the postseason, coaches just start second-guessing everything. And as we kind of looked at it, we're like, well, the first time they played us, they ran weak side a lot, and they hit us screens a lot, and some of the plays that kind of hurt us the first time we played them. And we figured if we just kind of hung our linebackers and kept them out, that, all those plays would fall into us. But then, he had forever to throw the football. And so we said, you know what, forget that. Let's just play aggressive and send it. Let's go.
And that's what championship teams do. You make those adjustments on the fly. It doesn't take it at halftime. We noticed it up in the booth that there were some adjustments made. What was your halftime speech like to the boys coming out after half?
Yeah, I was just like, hey, look, let's just keep attacking this thing, right? Like, I'm proud of every single one of you guys. Like, have we made tons of mistakes? Yes. But I feel like they were going 1,000 miles per hour. But the mental mistakes is what we got to eliminate. Just keep being locked in, keep playing hard, and they're gonna quit. And I felt like that's what happened is, it was a stalemate for a minute, and then I saw them, hands on the hips, and then it's like, okay, now let's go in for the kill. And so they still had life in that, going into the second half. Now it's just finish the kill, and that's what they did.
You had Cole Duke defending, I thought, probably the number 1 or number 2 guy on defense, and he was getting picked on. And he was doing a good job, and then he gets the pick 6. What does that do for a defense for your team?
Man, it was huge. And, Cole, yeah, because he's playing tough coverage on that kid. He got beat on one, but that's just that resilience is staying in it and keep making plays, and good things will happen. So that was awesome to see that. And the kids were pumped, too, because they knew what an assignment he had.
Yeah. Well, we thank you, Coach. We look forward to next week in the state game. Good luck there. You're moving on. That's what every coach wants, to be playing that last game, give you a chance to win the state title. Going for your 5th. What's that feel like?
It feels good, but, job's not done, so.
Gotta go get it.
Just unfinished business. Yep, we got to go get it done.
Well, congratulations, Coach.
Hey.
We'll look forward to see you next week, and Rhett will send it back to you, and you can do your stats.
Thanks, brother. You did a great job down there. I know it's crazy. They boot you out of there pretty quick after these state semis and championship games. So SUU's got stuff to do. They got places to be, people to see. We want to thank Art for working down there for us. So I think we're done with the crazy headset situation we had. We're going to pass this mic over to Jess Cornwell now, and he can wear that while I report some stats. Mine are obviously very unofficial. And, Jess, maybe you'll have some corrections for me, some other insights as we do this. But just kind of want to start it out with Summit Academy. And I had the quarterback, Preston McCoyak, 14 of 32 today for 167 yards. He had a couple touchdown passes, but he threw the 3 interceptions. And I don't know how close that was. Jess, maybe you have better numbers than I do.
They've got him 18 for 37 for 228.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm way off. I missed some stuff, I guess. We'll figure out. 228, did you say?
Yeah, 228.
Okay. My goodness. All right.
We only have
337. We'll get to that in just a sec when we talk about San Juan. Obviously, mine are completely unofficial, so I kind of try to keep it right. I don't know. Was that total passing yards? Because I know they had.
Yeah, this is totals here.
Okay. Creighton Anderson came in, and I have him for 7 of 9. Maybe I put some for Creighton that were actually the starting quarterback. I'm not sure, but I had Anderson 7 of 9 for 142 yards. I don't know how close that is for the backup QB.
Do you have your 2 totals?
And the passing yards total would be 309.
Yeah, so I think you just kind of swapped them.
I may have probably. So yeah,
there's worse things to happen.
So I must have got some guys mixed up. I try to keep San Juan as close as I can. A little bit easier when they keep only one quarterback in, but. So the guys who caught the touchdown passes for Summit Academy, we had Becca Meredith getting both of them, a 55-yarder in the first quarter and a 42-yarder in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, actually there were 3 touchdown passes. Bo Edmonds got the other one late in the game, and I did get that one marked down. Actually, there were 4 passing touchdowns, so let's see. Did I miss? I must have missed one on a receiver somewhere.
So we got a pass here.
Yeah, I don't have a. It's just whoever caught the 4th passing touchdown. Maybe I marked that wrong. I'm not sure.
Griffin, and then that Bo Edwards, the kid that
Bo Edmonds, okay.
The kid that dropped 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was that was a big one too when they were still in the game. Edmonds dropped that one on the goal line going in, and so that was obviously a big break for San Juan. But 4 passing touchdowns. Griffin got 3 of them, I guess. So, and Creighton Anderson, I have him for 2 of those 4 passes. And obviously in the fourth quarter, when you have your backup quarterback in and the backup defense in for San Juan, it's take it for what you will on these second half yardage and everything. But Liam Larson, the running back for Summit Academy today, I had him for 17 carries and 90 yards. I don't know how close that was, but that's usually okay. So I was off by 1 run and 4 yards, so not too bad there. And again, ultimately, as it turns out, Brad James's stats are all unofficial as well.
Yeah.
It's Max Preps at the end of the week that comes up with the official stats. So when they go and look at that on video and dissect it for us. Braden Dieters was the other main target today for McCoyak. He had 8 catches for 103 yards unofficially. Becca Meredith, I did not mention his total yards. He did have 3. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, Meredith had the 3 touchdown catches. I do see those now. 7 receptions for him for 148 yards. I don't know how close that was.
Yeah.
He was their main target. Tillman Reese I have for 3 catches, 30 yards. And Bo Edmonds had a couple catches late in the game. Finally, the 13-yard touchdown pass, 17 yards total on the receptions for him. And I think that's basically it. The quarterback ran the ball 3 times for 11 yards today. 410 total yards unofficially for Summit Academy. They had 309 rushing, 101 passing. I'm sure that's probably way off, but close enough, I guess, maybe for what we're doing here. Second half passing TDs. I guess I didn't mark, let's see, did I have? No, 3 of the passing touchdowns were in the second half, so they just had 1 in that first half. 4 total touchdowns. And again, they had the 3 interceptions, 1 in the first half, 2 in the second. So the Broncos won the turnover battle today.
And that one, excuse me for numbers, number 31, the pick 6.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The defensive touchdown for San Juan. That's right. Cole Duke got the pick 6. So
and that actually put San Juan in the mercy rule, which shortened the game.
That's right. All right, moving it over to San Juan now. The winners of the state semifinal game. I had Bo Yeomans in the passing game today, 21 of 32 for 316 yards. And just the 1 touchdown in the passing game today. Everything else on the ground for San Juan, unless I've missed that somehow.
Yeah, I think
he had the second half passing touchdown was all. Let's see, and did I not mark that? I guess I did not mark that down.
6 times 7, 42. So we had the defensive penalty touchdown by 31, excuse me. And then we had Jager with 4 touchdowns.
Neves, yeah.
And then we had Bo with 1.
Okay.
And let's see.
Let me just go through them by player here and see if I'm just trying to figure out. Bo Yeomans did only have 1 passing touchdown today. Is that correct, or did he have 2? I thought. Okay, so that was it. Just a 28-yarder in the. Oh, no, wait. That was the second quarter, so that was the first half. So he did not have a passing touchdown in the second half. That's what I was getting confused about. So unofficially, 316 yards passing with the 1 TD today for Bo Yeomans. He did fumble the football when he was carrying it one time. He ended up with 16 yards on 6 carries. But the main running back today, touchdown-wise, was Jagger Neves. With the 4 TDs, he had 11 carries for just 22 yards, but 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. So pretty impressive touchdown-wise for Jagger Neves. He moves into second place all-time in season rushing TDs, and we'll have that officially next week. But now he is behind only Alan Moritzen, who has the 38 back in 1997. So that's obviously a very reachable mark for Jagger Neves next week in the state championship game. But again, Art, it's so weird as Art takes the mic back over again. I'm impressed at your abilities up and down the steps, and these steps are nothing compared to Manti's steps, I'll say.
I'm nimble for a big guy.
And great interviews down there. Way to go around and get those guys for us. But, man, Jagger, very rare to see such a small number rushing-wise for him, and I know my numbers differ maybe a little bit from what Brad James has passed us, but I just had 11 carries for him, 22 yards, but the 4 rushing touchdowns, and so the Broncos with just 53 total rushing yards today is what I have. And, again, that's unofficial and the 1 fumble, so the 1 turnover in the ball game. Jace Razor came on in the second half to carry for 14 yards on 6 carries. Thomas Harden had a couple carries for 1 yard. But obviously most of the damage done by Jagger Neves, but he had more yardage receiving today than in the running game, and nothing changed from the first half. He got all this in the second quarter, 2 catches for 45 yards for him. Part of Bo Yeomans' 316 yards passing today. Trip Palmer was the biggest target, as he usually is, though he did not get into the end zone on a reception today. He caught 7 Bo Yeomans passes for 141 yards unofficially. Nash Young had 4 catches for 21 yards today. Brig Palmer had 4 catches for 26 yards. And Cole Duke had the 1 touchdown catch for 28 yards. Mike and Keith late in the game, or in the third quarter, I should say, had an 8-yard catch today. So all this unofficially, but San Juan I have for 369 total yards of offense today, 316 through the air, 53 on the ground. So, Art, it's not, 5 rushing touchdowns, 1 in passing. It's not normally what and 1 defensive today.
Yeah,
And
Cole Duke had the receiving and the pick 6.
Right, and so he caught the ball for a touchdown twice today.
2 different quarterbacks, too.
Yeah, 2 different quarterbacks. So, it's not what we normally see, but, in these games when you have teams that are, when you get up in these semifinal and obviously championship round, you get teams that are the best teams in the state coming against you. They've been Broncos have had a target on their backs all year, of course. They've had a couple good teams that have beaten them this year. But you get Summit Academy, who was obviously well prepared for that San Juan run. They were packing the box like we heard everybody say. And you got to make adjustments on the fly. And the Broncos were able to do that in their game plan, and it worked today for them, ultimately.
And I love how Coach Christensen talked about the defense. And when I asked him the question about how they switched that up because they were not getting pressure on the quarterback. And he's like, hey, this is what you see on film, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But you got to be able to – and I talked to Coach Bowering afterwards, too. I apologize. Just they rush you in and out of here so quick because they stack these games.
Yeah, they do.
And then that music is just about to kill me down there. You can't hear yourself think. But I talked to Coach Bowering, too, and it's just those little things that they do. Some coaches, it takes until halftime to make those adjustments, and that puts you behind the 8 ball for a whole quarter. And something we noticed up here is they made those adjustments quickly between the first and second quarter, and they were able to be successful. And I think that kind of spring them in. And their offense scored 51 points, but I think that offense was 51 was because that defense had them going. And anytime you can get a defense that plays tough and stout, then your offense kind of feeds off that. And traditionally we've always seen, like Coach said, their defense doesn't have to really do a lot when they go out and just throw the ball, score, throw the ball, score, throw the ball, score. Tonight I think it was a little different. Then they showed that if it comes down to a defensive battle, they're up to the task.
Well, the Broncos do now improve to 13-2 all-time against Summit Academy. They've won 8 in a row, and obviously hand it to Summit Academy here today. Ultimately, it looked like we were going to have a battle on our hands early on. The Broncos ended up distancing the Bears today, get the running clock in the second half. Barkley Christensen now moves to 84-23. I didn't mention his record, 50-29. That's what I thought. I thought
51-28. This was the game we played at Summit Academy.
Oh, excuse me.
Look at the similarity.
Yep. 51 to 27 today.
Yep, and then
50-29 the first time they played.
That's right. They only kicked the PAT there.
They did.
I was down on the field. So
they did. It was a beautiful PAT.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw a lot of flags as I was walking down there.
And you were down, Art. Yeah. I don't know if you saw, the kid who dropped the ball, Bo Edmonds, on the goal line. He dropped another one here, but then they finally got him one. So,
so
I felt a little bit bad for him.
They beat him 50-29 at their house, and then 51-28. Two teams that
very similar.
I think they match up the most out of all the 2A teams.
So we'll see. Art thinks that this was the state championship game here today. Obviously, there's one more still to play for San Juan, looking for their 5th in a row. I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us today. We might have some final thoughts here as we close it out. This is a beautiful facility, but, yeah, they don't accommodate us super well. It is a miracle, actually, that they're not booting us out of this room already and that we've already had to leave. So it was good that we had a little bit of time to get some interviews. There must not be a broadcast crew coming in for this one. I know the coaches will probably come in and set up
I think
for one of these two teams. But
I think Kanab usually broadcasts their Team Hive exponentially. So
so they've got that handled down on the other end of the facility. But that'll do it for us here today. The Broncos punched their ticket to the championship game for the 5th time in a row, and the game that'll decide who they're going to play is coming up this afternoon at 4 here. I guess you can call that evening nowadays. The sun's setting at 4 p.m. nowadays, basically. So it'll be number 2 South Sevier taking on number 3 South Summit. Couple of South teams there. And I know, Art, you mentioned that at least in the 8-man bracket yesterday, it was all MHS teams in the final games of the day. I guess today for the 2A semifinals, it's all South teams. You got South Sevier versus South Summit. I don't know if that means
then you got
anything,
San Juan and Summit Academy. It's
that's
all
right.
S.
You got all S's.
If you start with an S, and you have a higher percentage of making the finals, I guess.
That's right. And that championship game is set for a 4 o'clock kickoff next week in Harriman at Zions Bank Stadium. So, Art, we're going to have to bundle up. We'll be out there in that November breeze up there. I think, I don't know, as far as accommodation goes, we'll probably be able to get set up earlier and maybe get a better situation. We might try to sneak into a room. I don't know. Unfortunately, we'll be stuck outside up there with our lips freezing next week, but that'll be all right. We'll have fun, and it'll be interesting to have a championship game up there on that, what normally is a soccer field, but works as a football field as well. So San Juan will be taking on either South Sevier or South Summit next week. We heard that Jagger Neves would like to take on South Summit, and we'll see how it goes. That's going to be decided tonight sometime around 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock after it's all done here at Southern Utah University. So thanks for joining us today. Obviously, we no longer have the video. It's state-sanctioned video, but we have the audio for you on StreamUtah.Live, as well as Red Rock 92 on the radio, 92.7 FM, and on RedRock92.com. We're streaming on there as well. So we hope you'll join us next week at Harriman. Until then, from Southern Utah University, where the Broncos win it today against South Summit, 51-27 is the final. I do need to say some thanks before I close it out to all the sponsors for making the broadcast happen. We will thank
Summit
you one
Academy.
Final time. What did I say?
South Summit.
Okay, I'm already stepping
all
ahead.
the Souths on their
stepping
mind.
ahead till next week, but yeah, so thanks to the sponsors for making it happen. Thanks to Caleb Carr for making the trip here and making it happen on the streaming side for us. He always does excellent work and gives us solutions like our headsets for our interviews down on the field. Thanks very much, Caleb. And Lane also for working all year. Also, Cortland Lyman. And we'll be thanking all those guys again one final time football-wise next week. Then, of course, we got basketball right around the corner. But we will get the sponsors here one final time by name. On behalf of Art Adair, it's Rhett Sifford saying so long from Eccles Coliseum at Southern Utah University. We'll see you next week in Harriman for the state championship game. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans. Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Bradford Tire, Desert Rivers Credit Union, San Juan School District Adult Education, Diamond Propane, Colleen Kays, Four Corners Homes, Peterson Medical, San Juan Counseling, Creative Floors, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, San Juan Health, Crowley Construction, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Northern Electric, San Juan Insurance, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Diamond Designs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Energy Fuels, San Juan Public Health, Emory Telcom, Countywide Realty, Red's Ace Hardware, Canyonlands Tire, Empire Electric, Flights Gymnastics, Utah Navajo Health System, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Pharmacy, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Jones & DeMille Engineering, Napa Motor Parts, San Juan Credit Union, Primary Residential Mortgage, and Westcott Motors. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.